Blog Talk Radio.
Straight pride, man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building, I'm talking about raising children. Straight pride, man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building, I'm talking about raising children. Straight pride, man, woman, child, yeah, straight pride. Man, woman, child, yeah, straight pride. Man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building, I'm talking about raising children. Family, the backbone of the nation, along with spirituality, culture, and education. Your Negro president supporting abomination. Abomination, this is an abrasion. The black family needs saving. Mental enslavement got you sexing like cavemen. Sisters that they gay friend, closer to playpen. Now you wonder why Jason is messing with gay men. To make our population double, gotta build some healthy couples. Black man and woman, bond strongest healthy muscles. Brothers find a hustle, love your woman, let her trust you. Some of y'all on the down low and feminine like Russell Simmons. Whether you pitching or you catching, you's a faggot. I ain't talking ERAs, homers or batting average. Y'all sodomites, pedophiles, bud packers, lesbos, butchers and dykes and bull daggers. Straight pride, man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building, I'm talking about raising children. Straight pride, man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building, I'm talking about raising children. Straight pride, man, woman, child, yeah, straight pride. Man, woman, child, yeah, straight pride. Man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building, I'm talking about raising children.
They wanna kill our Y chromosomes, triple our X. Have a sword fighting for the fire, homosexuality. 2 moms, 2 dads, I don't care what heifer has. Kids, skip that paragraph, do some extra credit math. Not the lampoon, but in the bathroom, Senator Larry Craig's posted up, by the potty, wearing pumps, giving jumps. Brother Bo, look how they got me. They slightly eye me when they slide by me. I sense the presence on the gator, homofag radar. Could never go the Roman path. Prince Hakeem, royal bath, queen with the royal rag and massage oil, yeah. The perfect synergy blends with me splendidly. We could start a trinity. Man, woman, child, black POTUS got the voters, tender 40s, homophiles. Let's send them out of style. Rap, all black shroud, black pride, black life, black family and power.
Straight pride, man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building, I'm talking about raising children. Straight pride, man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building, I'm talking about raising children. Straight pride, man, woman, child, yeah, straight pride. Man, woman, child, yeah, straight pride. Man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building, I'm talking about raising children. This is for the sisters with a mister. Go ahead and throw your fist up and be proud. You never got it mixed up. This is for the brothers with a woman on his arm. And I'm talking the black woman. Don't go out like Uncle Tom. Homos adopting babies. This faggot Obama crazy. Mama Africa made me. This European's insane, B. My vision clearer than HD. I love my people, so Euro demons gon' hate me. I hate homos always saying they was born that way. Deviant behavior will become the norm that way. It's an all-out assault, I keep them all at bay. Oh, I'm moving with a side of Cuba good like Trey. I don't care about your feelings if you think I'm disrespecting you. Homosexuality is not acceptable. You got me throwing up my vegetables, and I'm even uncomfortable sitting next to you. Straight pride, man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building, I'm talking about raising children. Straight pride, man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building, I'm talking about raising children. Straight pride, man, woman, child, yeah, straight pride. Man, woman, child, yeah, straight pride. Man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building, I'm talking about raising children.
We were better women. Before they came to Africa, there were no prisons. There were no death penalties. Have you ever seen an ancient prison built by an African king or African leader? So, they have nothing to teach us about democracy or administration. In fact, let them mind their own business. We mind our own business. Partnership, yes, but partnership based on respect. If they still think that we are slaves and they are masters, they are wrong in the Gambia, and I'm not going to compromise.
But, Mr. President, today's youth here in the Gambia, many of whom are unemployed, when they wonder why they're in that situation, they won't be pointing their fingers at the IMF, World Bank, the EU. Surely they'll be pointing their finger to you and say, Mr. President, where's my job?
Well, even the Almighty Allah, who has everything, could have made everybody a wealthy person. But if you sit down and do nothing, obviously you'll be poor. And due to Western propaganda about African governments, they blame youth unemployment on the governments of the day. Tell me one Western country where there's no youth unemployment. For the Gambia, I can defend myself because I have built more schools than the British would have built in a million years of colonizing the Gambia. I have made education virtually free, including university education. From 1994 to date, I have sponsored more than 250,000 students, irrespective of the political affiliation of their parents. And I'm making education accessible to even the son of a fisherman. That is what I can do. Give you the skills, give you the tools. Now, if you sit down and think that you cannot be dirty because you are important, then it's up to you. I could have sat down and said, I will not lack food, but that will not take my country forward. And that's why I want everybody to be dignified. But unemployment is everywhere. So let them not point fingers at us. And of course, 400 years of exploitation. What do we expect in 50 years for us to do?
However, Mr. President, your critics, both in the Gambia and outside,
even
God
has critics.
And Western say that although you have a program and agenda, your people are not truly free. They can't criticize you publicly. They can't run their own media. You still believe in the death penalty. If one is a homosexual, they have to flee the country. And they say that tarnishes your record. What do you say?
I don't care what they say. Africans have never been homosexual. We have never seen homosexual frogs. I have cattle. I have never seen homosexual gay cattle. And homosexuality is detrimental to human existence. It's un-African, it's unethical, it's ungodly. Go to the Bible and the Quran. We are Muslims, and we believe in the Almighty Allah and what He says. Whatever Allah says is haram, we will make sure it's haram to the letter. I don't care what they feel about me. I didn't introduce the death penalty here. I found it here. And the British brought the death penalty to the Gambia. Before colonialism, there was no death penalty in Africa. Don't you know that? Go to history.
But it's also said Mr. President, that it was the colonials who brought in the laws against homosexuality into Africa, and Africans have maintained and kept those laws. So to be truly African would be to remove those laws forbidding homosexuality and to remove the death penalty.
Are you attributing that homosexuality is African?
There are some Africans who say so.
Yeah. Now, in the slave trade, doesn't Africans capture people in the bush? So those are the same type of Africans that we still have that they use against us. So I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, but homosexuality is un-African. And let me also make it very clear. If the whole world accepts it, they will not accept it in the Gambia. Let them go and tell me whatever they want to tell. Do I care? I don't. What I care about is how Almighty Allah sees me. I'm a Muslim. In fact, none of them can take me to hell or heaven. But it's the Almighty Allah who will take me to wherever He decides. And homosexuality would never be accepted in this country. They can call me any name. Do I care? I don't.
Imagine, Mr. President, if you knew somebody, thought they were talented, and they were even related to you, and that person presented themselves as a homosexual, said, I can't help it, it's how I was made, would you still condemn them, or would you say, I must be merciful, beneficent? What would you say?
In applying the law, I have no relative. I have sworn to the Holy Quran that I will do my duties without fear or favor, ill will or affection. And I say, help me, God. I didn't say, help me, relative. And I didn't say that except my relative. I have sworn to uphold the laws and the constitution of this country to the letter, irrespective of who is involved. I have an operation called Operation No Compromise Against Corruption. I've sent people, some of my brothers to jail for that. I don't compromise. I don't have one set of rules for the whole country and one set of rules for my family because we are all Ghanaians. I'm not even above the law of the Almighty Allah. So, I'll be very happy to see a relative and I will set an example. I have no example either.
But there are many, many Gambians. Gambia has good, strong diaspora in the States.
My ancestors woke me up this morning. They said, son, you do know what time it is, don't you? I said, what time is that? They said it's war time. So welcome to the War Front, brothers and sisters. Glad to have you on another episode of War on the Horizon Radio. Actually, the first episode of 2015. So we're, very excited to have you in the house. We apologize. We weren't able to do the program last week, and we weren't able to give a lot of advance notice because we were in Baton Rouge. We had a panel. Many of you have seen it. You can go to Facebook or you can go to YouTube, Irritated Genie channel on YouTube, and you can see where we're in Baton Rouge. And we had a forum against integration sponsored by the Hot Black Coffee Party and Brother Louis Ali. And we had a lot of distinguished guests, Sister Ava Muhammad, Brother Dr. Ridgely, other engineers, other doctors, very distinguished panel, including yourself, the Irritated Genie in Southeast. And we all had a universal agreement against integration and all the impacts of integration, the economic collapse of the black community, the social collapse, the moral collapse, and all other forms of collapses from European integration with Europeans and whites. So it was a phenomenal forum, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to get back in the area where I had internet on Monday night, and I didn't want to throw together a program, so we weren't able to do that. Apologize for not giving you advance notice. Thought we would be able to do it, but nevertheless, brothers and sisters, glad to be back here. It was phenomenal. Go check that out on YouTube. Also, the brother you just heard, the esteemed president of Gambia, Yahya Jammeh. This brother is taking a very serious position against Western imperialism. In fact, you'd have heard the first part of the clip, interview that was done with him a few weeks ago. He said that he's going to, by the end of this year, 2015, he will have zero importation of rice because rice is something that can be grown in his own country, and he's going to put the responsibility back on his own nation to grow its own food. So this was a brilliant interview. It was beautiful. And, of course, he's been one of the most outspoken African leaders against homosexuality, where he said they can keep their aid. If we have to eat grass, we'll eat grass, but we will not accept homosexuality. And, of course, that put him on the U.S. radar. And just this past weekend, some U.S.-sponsored, some U.S. citizens who are from the Gambia tried to overthrow his nation, and he prevented that overthrow. And I guess they got caught with their pants down because now the U.S. is so embarrassed about a situation that it didn't go well that they're actually trying those individuals who tried to overthrow. They're going to try them and put them on trial. So to some degree, that's a good thing because it demonstrates that it's pretty much in the middle of the fact that they know that they're admitting that these are U.S. citizens and they had some involvement. So he was able to prevent his nation from being overthrown. And so it's a very serious situation in the Gambia where he's also saying, and this is one of the things that the U.S. and Britain and Germany are having a real big issue with. He's saying that he's going to change the national language to a local language from English because his people should speak their natural African language. So this is the beginning of a situation where we're beginning to see consistency among African leaders that it's time for us to, as a race of people, to start working on our own interests and doing for self. And so I think that that's a major, major, major blow to Western imperialism. And I think it's a thing that everybody can be proud of. So check that out. Put in Yahya, Yahya, and Jammeh, Jammeh. He's the president of Gambia. and he's very, very serious about his straight black pride policies. He's a Muslim brother. He's a Muslim brother, and so that's one of the things that he's trying to do is clean up his country as it relates to. I'm sorry, I just see something happen with the chat. Somebody came in and had a little issue here. But anyway, brothers and sisters, this is a program I think you're going to really appreciate and enjoy. It's something that's going to be major, something that you're going to be able to really, really benefit from. What we have here, brothers and sisters, is the beginning of something so exciting that if you're not excited about it, then something must be wrong with you. I'm going to tell you just like that. When you get a chance, go to warnhorizon.com, go to the January 2015 War Room. You'll see the War Room tab. Go to the War Room, and it's called Straight Black Pride. What we're doing in 2015 is going to be extremely, extremely exciting. So we want you to make sure you get the word out now for people to listen to this program, because this is a program they don't want to miss. This is a very, 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 very serious thing we're doing. And I want to kind of give a little bit of background on this movement so that everybody out there can understand what we're doing, and so that you don't get confused as we move forward. Because what we're about to embark upon is one of the biggest things that has happened in the black world community in the past 100 years. And I'm not saying I think, I'm certain of it. So let me just give you a little bit of a brief background on how we began to get into what we're doing, so you can understand what the basis of it was and where it started, and then we'll talk a little bit more about what we're going to do. But so Warner Horizon, Irritated Genie left an organization called Positive Comedic Visions in 2009, April 2009. April 2010 is what we classify as the birth of One Horizon, even though I didn't really start anything with a name at that time. But that's when I went out on my own and said, hey, got to go out here and do something for the race. And originally when I came out, I said the original mission was to state as plain as possible what we need to do as African people to survive on this planet. Because of the nature of the things I was going to say and the direction and the straightforwardness that I was going to be coming with, I totally predicted wrong. I thought I wouldn't last the first year. I thought I'd probably be killed. Did not realize how much of a threat Europeans don't see words. People talking does not mean a whole lot to them. I did not know that at the time. So long story short, I began to say exactly what needs to happen and talk and talk and talk. Even my queen at the time, I was hiding what was going on because I wanted her to be out front and get her own reputation for the great mind that she has and not be credited with just, oh, that's the Irritated Genie's queen. So we worked together for her to put together something called Children of Southampton. She paid for me to go nationally around the country, at least the East Coast, all the way from New York City, all the way down to Atlanta, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Memphis, Tennessee, North Carolina. So I did a whole tour lecturing on my book, War on the Horizon, Black Resistance to the White Sex Assault. She paid for it, organized it, and everything. So I really appreciated that. At any rate, over the years, having gotten to that point, I started in 1994. I joined the organization Positive Comedic Visions, and let's see, by 2010, that was 2009. That was 15 years. So pretty much I've been doing this for 15 years, this work, and have begun to see what black people were facing worldwide. So there was a lot of the lectures, feminization of the black male, genocide, they've come to kill us, the ones on religion, all these different things have been done. And that's still some stuff that we've done since then that we're very proud of. But I was out on my own, and I said, you know what, I need to let our people know, to give them the word so that we don't get destroyed. Or at least if we do, I know I've done everything I can do to do something about it. Didn't intend to start an organization, didn't know that, this was possible, didn't know exactly what to do, knew what the problems were, knew how to share it with people, didn't know exactly how to approach fixing the problem except to share the information with our people. Of course, that led into people saying, we want to help you do this, and we've had people that come and really supported us whether it's with their physical health, with their ideas, with their work, with their organizational skills, with introducing us to people who've helped us put a real mature and professional face on the work that we're doing. All types of various different types of assistance that we've had over the years. People who've been in the street with us, real live warfare, just all kinds of things. People have come along the line as we've been doing this process. And in doing that, the object was to figure out how do we save our people. And, we were putting out here how bad this homosexual assault on our people were. And our brothers from United Front, Brother Bomani, actually, we were talking one day. Actually, he was performing at one of the lectures, and he said, yo, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start we're going to have a parade in New York called a Straight Pride Parade. Because, this homosexuality is terrible, and they're pushing it on our children in schools, and we got to do something about it. And when he said that, it blew me away because I was like, I'm trying to figure out exactly how do we fight this worldwide assault on African people, this crisis we find ourselves in with these Euros and Asiatics trying to push this sexual madness on our people. What do we do? How do we fight this? And did not know what the answer was at the time, but was definitely looking for the answer. But I knew that was part of it. Yo, straight pride, that's they do their gay pride thing, but there's something about when he said that. But then, of course, us being black, at the center of what we do, I started thinking, I added the black to it. I said, we want to make sure we don't get anybody confused. We want no white folk coming around shaking hands with us and integrating our movement, because integration is necessary for even homosexuality to exist. So integration is the real enemy, which leads to all these other things. So we added that straight black pride, and he had the song. He made the song Straight Pride. It's like an anthem for black life, black living, who we are as a race of people, the way we view the world, and how we feel about this homosexual assault. And it was done in a very mature manner. He's a warrior, but it's a real strong song. You heard it as we started the program. We'll probably play it again in the middle of the program, about 8 o'clock hour, 8:30 or something, just so you can get a flavor for what we're doing. But anyway, we've been going strong with the War on the Horizon, and we've gotten substantial support financially, just all kind of ways since things have been going on. Since I had to go back to the job, right at the same time I left the other organization, didn't have anything other way to take care of myself and keep the home and all that stuff. So did all of that. Was able to, rob Peter to pay Paul, if you will, for a while. Did that for some time, and things worked the way they worked. Well, ultimately, got fired and all that stuff, but been trying to figure out how to, because this was the quagmire. This was the issue that we were facing. Here we have this strong institution, War on the Horizon, with these strong set of ideals and opinions and views. Very strong, very direct, very, 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 very definitive and eye-opening as to what we're dealing with: racism, white supremacy, racial warfare, racial black survival, very serious topics. And the issue we were facing is that it's just too scary for a lot of our people. It's not appealing to them because it's too scary. But we were noticing that we were attracting the right kind of people, strong people who aren't afraid of the truth. And once they began to get the truth, they began to make the adjustments necessary to deal with the truth. But it wasn't growing at the rate we were hoped it would grow at, and it took years for me to realize, and of course now, after years, we kind of have a better understanding. It's not for everyone to be a quote-unquote soldier or warrior, or to be able to deal with things directly in the full weight of what we're dealing with. That does not make a person not valuable. Some of the people that are going to make the greatest contributions, whether in building things, producing things, defending our communities, or even financially, a lot of these people are not going to be the quote-unquote ultimate warriors. That's not really what we're looking for. We're looking for a unification to create the backdrop and the foundation so that the warriors can fight for our people, fight for our race. And, we realizing early on, but really sinking in later on, the War on the Horizon was only going to be so big because we call on like-minded people who are very, in the modern context, extreme. The main things that Europeans are pushing on us now is integrated relationships and homosexuality, pedophilia. And these things are like norm in the black community around the world now. And we are 100% diametrically opposed to these things, which to some degree makes us weird in the current and modern environment, being as though those are the very things that are being promoted in this environment. So, and a lot of you out there, you know, One Horizon supporters, or maybe you may be listening for the first time, and you say, well, I'm against this homosexuality too. Then you know what we're talking about when we say you feel like an outcast almost when you're against this stuff, because everybody else seems to not have a problem with it, and even if they do, they're afraid to say it. So they just tend to bend and accept it. And so we realized that we were on the forefront of this, and we have an institution that's created that, and that we need this, because if we don't have this, people cannot have this information filtered through many different channels and then become stronger to have other things that can help our people. But even with this, we realize that in order to have a mass movement of our people to change the direction that we're going, to change the course that we're going, which is leading directly to genocide, death of African people, the death of our race, we need something big. And of course, when we look for something big, you know, when you look for something strong that lasts, you look in the Nation of Islam. When you look for something big that's overpowering and massive, you look at the UNIA and the Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, you know, our eternal president of Africa. And so we began to look at the UNIA movement and realize the brilliance in the movement. Yes, Brother Garvey was a Maroon, which means he came from a group of people who had traditionally fought warfare against Europeans to have independence in the islands and to be separated and not be enslaved in Jamaica and the rest of the islands, the Maroons, the fighters, those that went back into the mountains and said we will resist until the last one of us, European tyranny and white oppression. So even though he was a Maroon, a warrior, he saw the value in all of our people. The woman who can cook brilliantly, she should be cooking for her own people to keep us healthy and enjoying the meals. The woman that can sew, she should be making the clothes for the brothers and sisters and children so that her value is making our people feel great. The brother who's a great speaker, he should be able to speak to people and open their minds and do what he needs to do. The brother that is a warrior, he should be able to wear that uniform the sister wears and stand up and be a representative of his people. The brother that's a gangster should be able to ensure the protection of our community at all costs and seize opportunities to take advantage of the ability to gain resources for our people. You know, everybody should have the opportunity to do what they can do to help the race. And so the UNIA was created. One of the things people don't know about the UNIA is that when he created this UNIA, the Universal Negro Improvement Association, there was another brother he was working with, and I forget the brother's name at the moment, but he was a Christian minister, and he was insisting that we start an organization that has a religious base. And Brother Garvey said, I absolutely will not do it. He said, even though I'm a Christian, you know, we all fall short of the glory of Amen. You know, Brother Garvey said, even though he was a Christian, he said, every Christian, Muslim, Jew, atheist, and decent black person on this planet that's black has to be on equal footing. And if we build it with a religious base, then we won't be on equal footing. And we will lose a substantial amount of our people who we need to keep. So they agreed to create two separate organizations. And Brother Garvey created the UNIA, which was not religious-based. Therefore, the black Muslims said, we support Garvey, but they didn't have to stop being Muslim. The black Christians said, we support Garvey. They didn't have to stop being Christian. Brothers and sisters said, I don't believe none of that stuff could be part of the UNIA. And they were all together. We ate together. We worked together. We built together. We owned businesses together. We patronized one another. We fought together. We married, intermarried. So now you can have people married because ultimately we were members of the UNIA, so that even if we had differences of opinions and political whatever, that didn't matter. We all agreed that our primary political interest was in helping black people. This is the brilliance of what our brother Garvey created. And then, of course, out of that, we have the cell called the Nation of Islam, which grew into a very powerful and long-lasting cell organization. that was religious based, but also militant based, and was mostly for warriors to help protect the interests of African people and build an infrastructure that black people could go into that was pro-black, anti-white, and that would maintain itself. Of course, we've seen it go and stray away from the principles it was initially created with, but nevertheless, the idea that it was created and it has lasted better and longer than any other thing that we've produced. So we have to recognize that and respect that. But it grew out of the UNIA, which was a larger organization and much more massive, had greater appeal. You had millions of members of the UNIA all across the planet. And the reason that's relevant is because we have to understand, we're talking about a time we didn't have Facebook, we didn't have the internet. You know, people would have to smuggle the papers to the different places around the world in order for brothers and sisters to read the papers. But you had 52 chapters in Cuba, I believe. I think you had 52 chapters in New Orleans. And some people are saying, well, oh, that's pretty good. But, 52 chapters, yeah, but every chapter had to have 500 members. It was 400 or 500 members. You couldn't start a chapter unless you had 400 or 500 members. I don't remember which one it was. But I want everybody out there to hear that. You couldn't start a chapter unless it was either 400 or 500 members. Now, I want you to imagine that for a minute. No chapter can begin without 400 or 500 people, which means our people wanted to do something. How was he able to do this? How was he able to have over 1 million? I think it was 5 million. It was between 1 million and 5 million members in the 1920s of an organization that was based in America to spread throughout the world without even, even the use of the phone. In many cases, we couldn't reach across countries and talk to our brothers and sisters. How were we able to do that? The primary reason is because he had an idea whose time has come. Our people were facing assault, economic deprivation, European domination, lynching, murder, torture, violence, and just finding ourselves at the bottom everywhere we were on the planet, even in our own homeland, and seeing others outside of our community on the top. And so Brother Garvey said, wait a minute, this is not going to work for us. We got to do something different than this. And so he was able to say, up you mighty race, you can accomplish what you will. See, I want you to understand, when people are down, that's what was going on. Brutality. We weren't doing anything for ourselves at the level we needed to. He was able to come with a message to say, listen, we can outdo anyone on this planet, but we have to work together to do it. So put your differences aside and let's work together to produce something positive for the future. With that message, it cut through your religious affiliation. It cut through your political affiliation. It cut through your light-skinned, dark-skinned foolishness that Europeans have put down on us. It cut through all of these different things, and it got to the root of who we are, African people, black. And any group of people, any race of people should have pride and dignity of who they are. But also we had white enemies who were oppressing us, and he said we don't have to tolerate this. If we work and build a nation of our own, and an infrastructure of our own, and we unite, we can stand for ourselves, and we can fight back. And we can give them everything they've given with interest. And this idea, whose time had come, found the person as well who could make it come, who could sell that idea to people who were already doing things. But now they could do them in tandem, in unification, and now they become a large, massive movement of black people moving in the same direction for the same goals: dominion, power, self-sufficiency, nationhood. And this became part of the platform that he was able to walk on. And with this platform, he built the largest self-help black organization maybe in the history of the world, certainly in the history of the Western Hemisphere. Never before have we seen anything like this. What does that mean? That means that we have the benefit of the great work he did before us to study. And now, if we take a philosophical look at it, we don't just have the information of what he did. We have the philosophical ability to understand what he did. What am I saying? We understand the psychology of what he was able to do. He was able to identify what the problems were with black people. He saw the lynchings and the murders and the killings that we were facing, and the poverty and the depression and the self-hatred. And he was able to push that button and say, we shouldn't feel this way. You should be proud of yourself. We shouldn't allow ourselves to be brutalized. If we stand together, it won't happen. And so the people that wanted to stand up and fight this stuff and were fighting it heard him and say, you're right, we can stand together. And the people who said, you're right, we shouldn't be depressed, we should own our own stuff, said, you're right. And so all the people who already had some sense that this was accurate, some sense that they felt this way, some sense that they agreed with this, were able to come together and say, you know what? I can agree with this principles. I can agree with these policies. I can agree with this premise. And with that agreement, we're able to put together something that was powerful and that was long-standing. Now we're in a situation where things have changed, but not so much. And it's our responsibility. Now we have the ability to communicate in a second. In 1 second, I can put something on the internet that can reach 1 million African people worldwide, or maybe even 100 million, with ease, if they're tuned in there. If we find a rhythm of something that motivates and excites black people, that touches them where they're in pain, and that feels that need for self-value and self-worth, if we find that, then we can do what Brother Garvey did, and we have greater tools to do it, and we have his precedent. There will be nothing that can stop us but us. Well, brothers and sisters, we started this conversation with our esteemed President Yahya Jammeh of Gambia, because we wanted you to hear what is at the root driving the core of African people to be dissatisfied on this planet. At the root, right now, the pulse issue internationally is this sexual insanity that Europeans are trying to push on black people. And people who have tried to argue, people have been arguing with me since 1997 that this was not an issue that we should be concentrating on. I would say, in the beginning, I may have had 10% people who had heard this, 1 out of 10, who were black, even seeing the lecturing or hearing the discussion and being able to say, yeah, I can see this could be a problem. I believe we're in the 70th percentile now. Not that people know it automatically, but if we go to them and explain to them what the problems are and show them, we get about 70% of people say, yeah, you're right, this is a problem. I'll say we're probably at the 50th percentile, 1 out of every 2 black people, that if you ask them, do they see an explosion of homosexuality and do they think it's becoming a problem? Without even a lecture or anything, just the general statement say, yeah, I can see it's becoming a little bit of an issue, even if they don't know it intensely. That key issue, the sexual insanity, the sexual rape, the pedophilia, those things we're not talking about, the sexual insanity and sexual assault of our people is at the core of the pulse of our race, hidden underneath the surface. No one will deal with it. But it's really a driving factor in the dissatisfaction with life that our people have on this planet, where some people just don't even want to live and can't imagine continuing to live under the kind of circumstances that we're facing. Our children are suffering. People all around the world are feeling this. I've talked to people from every continent, and they're feeling this pain, but there's no one to speak to it. There's no sense that anything can be done about it. Many of our women are just giving in and surrendering their children to this, and same with the males, or they just move away and pretend it doesn't exist. So they get molested and raped, and they don't understand why. They just try to live their life trying to piece together what happened, and now the answers are coming to us. But it's not just that. While that's happening, particularly for black women, and this applies to both men and women, but it particularly applies to black women. Black women are in absolute agony at seeing black males throughout the world chasing after white females, the daughter and the wife of the devil that enslaved our people. It becomes complete racial treason when we consider the fact that we've lost these wars to these whites, allowed them to brutalize our women, and our women stuck through us through all of this, and then we turn our back on our beautiful women who stood with us through this whole ordeal that we're going through, this Mayapa, this great tragedy, over the course of 500 years or more. Even a couple thousand years, if you want to go back far. And they stood with us, and now we were like savage donkeys, monsters, turned to these white females. Our women are crying they're bleeding at seeing this racial treason because it tells them that they have no value. It tells them that they don't have any men and that we're not men and that they don't have a race to care about. So our women throwing their arms up are beginning to run into the arms of the whites due to the fact of the racial treason they see from black males internationally. It's a major problem, and not enough people are talking about it. It's a major issue. And remember, when something bothers the women, it's a source problem because the women are the ones that teach the children. And whatever the women are feeling is going to get imparted on the children. So the women are feeling bitter against black men because of the racial treason, then they'll raise daughters who are bitter against black men without even knowing about the racial treason. If the women are desperate for black men to love them and care about them, then they'll teach their daughters to be desperate for that attention, and then our daughters will go from being queens to being whores because they're trying to get our attention and be looked at as valuable. So it's any number of things that can happen. And it's an international crisis that no one has identified, or not enough of us have identified and addressed properly. And lastly, we have an epidemic addiction in America and other places of pure, unadulterated self-hatred. In America, the disease of self-hatred is best exemplified in one word. I'm not going to say the word, but I'll spell it Nigger. And for those of you who want to play games with this thing, Nigga. Where we have taken the entire fullness of our entire race, our women, our children, our ancestors, our accomplishments, our ups, our downs, our everything that makes us as African people, as black people. And because of our self-hatred and because the enemy has gotten so deeply implanted in our minds, we reduce everything we have been, are, and will ever be to one thing, the N-word, saying that we have absolutely positively no value. And we are so addicted to it that even those who call themselves Pan-Africans, or even those who call themselves Haitianists, or even those who call themselves black progressive or black Muslim or black whatever, saying that they really love black people. I'm not talking about the everyday person that we understand. I'm talking about those who say they represent the best interests of the race are addicted to the word and its use, and they won't let it go. Because ultimately, that true dignity and pride has not really attached itself deep into the spirit to where we won't participate in our own degradation. Well, we won't say publicly, yeah, we're not perfect people, but we haven't gotten to the point where we say, I will not go in public and denounce my race. But not only do we go in public, it's become standard in our language. The self-hatred becomes so evident in the Caribbean by the fact that one of the greatest and most profitable industries in the Caribbean is black women and men bleaching their skin. Beautiful black African people who fought against European tyranny and imperialism for decades, centuries even, are now psychologically broken down and having no pride and no dignity to the point where they don't even want to be black, and they will bleach their skin to the point of creating cancer and melanated skin, which doesn't get cancer, but by demelanating the skin, by bleaching the melanin out, beginning to get cancer and kill themselves as a fashion statement of their own self-hatred. This is what we're dealing with, brothers and sisters. Severe psychological trauma and self-hatred at the deepest levels. If we want to go to the African continent and we want to see how we can see the self-hatred, we see that there's not one country on the African continent that is independent and creates its own currency. All of its currency is created from outside of its country. Yeah, they may have what looks like their own currency, but it's all printed in other countries. You got your own nation, you don't even make your own money. You have African nations who have engineers and scientists and doctors all across the world working for others who don't even have their own infrastructure, medical infrastructure that's all black. Building roads and highways that's all black. building dams that are all black. We don't have all black infrastructure in Africa, so we see this lack of pride. We have places where people don't even use their own African names. So that self-hatred, we see it evident in Africa. But guess what, brothers and sisters? With all that said, we listen to our African brother on the continent, Brother Yahya Jammeh. We listen to him show that we're on the rebound now. He says, I'm not accepting economic depravity. If you sit around and do nothing, of course you're going to be poor. You got to go out here and do for self. He said, we're going to plant rice in our own country, which is fundamental to the things that we eat. We're going to feed ourselves. He said, we're not going to allow European imperialism. We're going to speak our own languages. We're going to grow our own food. We're not going to allow European sexual depravity to take over our nation. He said, we're straight, we're black, and we're proud. Say it again. He said, we're straight, we're black, and we are proud. Brothers and sisters, in 2015, you are going to see the most phenomenal turnaround in our race that you've seen in your life. Never before have you seen black people feel better about ourselves and do more than you're going to see in 2015. You're going to see an about-face, a turnaround that happens so fast, so broadly, and over the course of so much distance that you're not going to believe what you're seeing. You're going to believe that somebody made this up, or that this is just good. This is good filming. Somebody knows how to take good camera shots. Because everywhere you look on this planet, you're going to see black people standing up and doing for self. You're going to see black people saying, I'm straight, I'm black, and I'm proud of it. You're going to see chapters of the straight black pride movement growing. You're not going to be able to turn around and go to any city and not find a place. I know for so many years, we've been doing more on the horizon. And people have been saying, well, how do I do more with you guys? And we haven't had an answer for that. Because, you can see our material, blah, blah, blah. I want to do something. What do I do? And we've been working on this for some years, but we had to figure out, what do our people want to do? Our people want to build business infrastructure. They don't want to work for white folks no more. And those that are working for white folks, they want to see their other people. They want to go to work, get their $100,000 a year job. You ain't going to leave that job. You'll be a fool. Particularly if you're not an engineer or a doctor or something like that can really go out on your own and start making good money. No, you take that government job, you make it. But when other brothers and sisters out there are going out there and starting their own grocery store, as a black professional that works in this system, you want to take that money from the system, pay your bills and everything, and then spend your money with your brothers and sisters. We're going to have our own grocery stores. You want to take your money and buy your car from the black dealership, black-owned dealership. You want to take your money and spend it with your brother and sister, mechanic to fix your car once it goes there. You want to have a car made by black folks. You want to go to shoot and practice at the range, to a black range where we shoot and practicing and learning how to use weapons. You want to do everything that you want. You want to go to a school where all the teachers are black and the curriculum is black and the owner of the building is black and the message is black and the books are black and everything is black. But in being black, it's not just black in color, but the wealth of information. I'm using the term black now to mean superior. The information and understanding that your children, the education they get, is black. It makes them superior to their peers. Where their peers don't know how to start their own business from scratch. Where their peers don't know how to grow their own food in their own garden. Where their peers don't know the history of African people and every ethnic group across the planet of black people and the history of the Haitian Revolution, but they do because they go to a real black institution. I hope you hear me, brothers and sisters. 2015 is going to be different. Yes, we've been talking. Hear me? I'm not saying we're going to stop talking, because we never stop talking. Because once we stop talking, we forget what needs to be done. No, we're not going to stop talking. But we're going to stop just talking. I hope y'all hearing me. We're going to stop just talking. We're going to do more than just talk. We're embarking upon one of the greatest transitions that our race has ever seen, where we are actually, right now, we already have 5 chapters. We're not going to launch until August because we want to get it right. In August of this year, we're going to launch chapter after chapter after chapter after chapter. We're going to start with 5. Right now, we got 5. I want you to hear. We're not talking about no broke movement. A lot of us have, and I'll be honest, I'm talking about myself on this one. Being poor and growing up in Southeast D.C., my whole life I had a broke mentality because I never had anything. And because I never got into selling dope or nothing like that, I never made no money in the street. I never knew what it was like to have money. So not knowing what it's like to have money makes it easy to think broke because you are broke. And if you are broke, it's easy to think that way because that's all you know. And that's all I knew. I'm being 100% honest with you now. Don't get mad at me for telling the truth. And so for many years, I had a broke mentality because that's what I knew, being broke. You know, don't blame the messenger. I'm just telling you the truth. What we've learned, what I've learned over years, you can't do nothing broke. It ain't about the money. It's about the people. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life in the context of the fact that you can't do nothing for the people without no money. We got to feed our people. How you going to feed the people without money? Huh? You got to grow our own food. Where you going to grow the food? You got to have land. How you get land? We got to buy the land. All right, you got to buy the land, you got to have money. I mean, it just don't make no sense. It's about education. Where you educate your children. We got to have our own schools. How you going to pay for your own schools? We got to have free own schools for our children. Okay, how the people that are doing the schools going to feed themselves and teach the children? They got to sacrifice. How they going to eat and pay their bills in order to sacrifice to teach children? Well, we got to pay something so they can live. Money. It's ridiculous to think you can be broke and have a revolution and have change. You can't do nothing broke. So with the straight black pride movement, the idea of being broke goes away. From the moment we start, I want y'all to hear this. I'm excited. We're going to have our own soap. In August 2015, I want you to hear me. Those of you that are listening now that are going to join the straight black pride movement in your city or the closest locale that you have, you're going to have your own soap. I didn't say a soap that a black person resells. You're going to have a soap where the ingredients are collected by a black person. I already know the person. Put together and has your emblem, straight black pride, on it, that you're going to buy on a regular basis. And it's going to be all throughout your house. And you're going to use that soap every day and be proud of the fact that you're an African and that your brother or sister produced this for you. And that we are going to help create entrepreneurs in our community by requesting products that we need and we use every day, like soap. And finding a black person that will make us a quality soap that we can buy on a regular basis so that we can change our buying habits and spend and support our own people and create an independent black entrepreneur. When we go to this cracker's job every day and this cracker treats us the way they treat us, one piece of joy that we can get is that we know when we go home that evening after being mistreated on that job and we collect that check after 2 weeks, that we're going to take that check and we're going to put a black person in business. I want you to hear me. We're not going to have, we're not in the UNIA times. We can't say if you don't have 400 people, you can't start a chapter. We're not in that position. Why are we not going to do it that way? Because we got to have a dues paying movement. This is a movement. You have to pay for this. I'm not going to discuss all the details of it, but if you're not willing to put in, to me, and I thought about this long and hard, and I processed it, and I sweat and toiled over it, and it dawned on me. It finally came to me. If the prospect of taking our people out of this condition and creating a platform that organizes and unifies black people around the world on a significant level ain't worth $30 a month to a black person living in America, then we don't deserve freedom. If it ain't worth $30 a month for you, I just don't have it. So you telling me you would leave your job. If you was making $30 less a month, you would quit that job because you just couldn't make it. It's ridiculous. I said, you know what? We're not going to haggle over it. If people don't have the money to support a movement to save our race, then they can't do it. We're not going to change our standards. We ain't going to ask a lot. But we're Membership has its privileges. And every person out there should want to pay for our freedom so that you own our freedom. Can't nobody turn on you because you gave your blood, sweat, and tears to them. See, the white folks pay Al Sharpton. He don't have no beholden to us because we ain't giving him the check. So he can go out here and sell our interests out anytime he wants to. He has the right to do that because they pay him. He don't have the right to do that because he wears our race on his sleeve and in his skin. But at the same time, financially, they own him. So he does what he's told by his owners. Well, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to own our leaders. You're going to own your representatives in the Straight Black Pride movement. Do you own them like they're your slaves? No. Do you own them like they don't have the right to represent the interests of other groups? Absolutely. And if we see anybody representing the interests of whites, Arabs, or anybody else outside of our race, unless we make a strategic decision to help someone in our own interest, but other than that, then they got to be removed. You're going to have a movement that belongs to you. You are going to be represented this year. You're going to have strong leadership. We have strong leaders around this country as we speak that have agreed, all different walks of life, all different types of brothers and sisters, who said, Irritated Genie, this platform of Straight Black Pride, we believe in it. We believe in you. We believe in what you're talking about. And we believe we're going to be part of it, whether you want us to be or not. So you better give us a way in. I said, man, when you say it like that, you got to weigh in. I don't want to get beat down, just for trying to prevent an African from the prospect of being able to save their own race. They say, look, if you don't let us in, we're going to come in anyway. Then you're going to have problems. So I don't want problems with these kind of characters. So brothers and sisters, we are looking at an extremely exciting prospect for the year 2015. I'm telling you, listen to me. We're on our way in March. Small group to the African continent, where we'll be starting the first Straight Black Pride chapter there. We already have people on the ground that are excited about it. Young people, excited. Older people, excited. Elders, excited. They love the notion of the Straight Black Pride movement. They find it exhilarating. They like, we can't wait for you to get here. We've got to hear about this. We see what's happening with our people. And we want to be part of it. What do we do? And so we're very, 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 very excited about this prospect. We're very, 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 very excited about the prospect of doing something for our racial upliftment and racial survival. I hope you're hearing this, brothers and sisters, because what we're talking about is the prospect of a future for our people. What we're talking about is the very things that whites are doing to kill us and Arabs are doing to kill us, the very centers of destruction. We're going to stand up, we're going to walk out proudly, and we're going to push. Now, got to say for all my long-time Warner Horizon listeners, we coming to our phone lines. Hang on with us. Don't be impatient with us. No, I'm just excited. It's January 5th, 2015. You're the European, and we're moving closer to changing that. We're going to start creating our own dates, because our dates are more important than their dates. And we got our own thing going on. But in this date and time, brothers and sisters, I just want to let you know now, things are going to change a little bit. Here on Warner Horizon, they're not going to change much. Because we have to have this right wing, if you will, hardcore black Pan-Africanist reality as the substantive anchor to pull our people to more and more militancy and direct action, enemy identification and direct action against racism, white supremacy, hostility, racial warfare being in the center of our personality here at One Horizon. However, we're moving into a point. I want you to listen to this. The most important thing I can say to you tonight. We've given 2000, we've had this radio program since 2010. Let's see, 11, 12, 13, 14. You've had 4 years, brothers and sisters. Every week. We've only missed a few. Back to back to back. Many weeks, multiple programs from different people. All coming at one thing. It's time for us to do for self and stand up and make our place in this world. And you've heard this. You've seen this. You've been aware of this. You've witnessed this. You've learned, you've read, you've studied, you've got your information, your perspective. Now it's your turn. Because the language we use here and the anchors we sit here spread throughout our community. But most of our people are not strong enough to stay and hold here. But you got to do it. Am I going to be here? Yes. But I have to be, because in the short term, at least for the first 4 years, we need someone to carry the weight as the spokesperson for the Straight Black Pride movement. Someone who believes in it, who knows it, who understands where we're going, and understands this side of the equation, that we're really dealing with racial warfare in our survival. I'm that guy. So I have to transition to that, which means I have to talk a little bit different. I won't change the real beliefs. I won't change much of anything except some of the harsh language. You're not going to hear me using as much. The politics of going out and showing who the race traders are. I'm not going to be as much involved at directly attacking. Now, the Ray Hagans must go is permanent. That's permanent. That's not going to stop. He has to go out of this community. That's our contribution of preventing open racial treason to our people. That's our contribution to our race. Ain't no going back on that. I ain't talking about him. And these other characters out here that we don't agree with, yes, we disagree with them, but when you're building something, it's very difficult to also build it while you're tearing stuff down. In the war on the horizon mode, war on the horizon as we've been attacking folks, that's not going to stop, but you got to do it, not me. Listen to what I'm saying. When we're having radio programs and people are out of line, you can call up and say, this is going on, Irritated Genie. And you can call them by name. You have to. And I'll play middleman, but I'm not the middleman. You have to listen to what I'm saying because you have to understand what's going to go down. I'm looking to you to do it. Sometimes I might inbox you and say, look, you got to go attack this person. I can't do it, though. You can call up the radio, and it's still war on the horizon, and you say, this Ray Hagan's going out here saying this about that, and I'm going to play the middle guy. Well, wait a minute. I mean, are you sure that he was saying something negative? Jeannie, how could he say, could you play the clip, Jeannie? Let me see where it is. Can you find it for me? And you walk me through it, and I find it, and we play it. Man, I can't believe he sent this. I really can't justify. Jeannie, can you justify this? No, I just can't justify this. How can we allow this to happen? Da, da, da. Well, brother, I hear what you're saying, and, I feel compelled to agree with you. That's the kind of way we got to do it. I need you to do it. You can't tell me anymore, well, Jeannie, you're supposed to be leader. I am the leader. But you're a leader, too. And if you're a true follower, and if you're a true leader in your own right, follower, leader, I love both of them. Everybody want to be the Indian, and everybody want to chief, ain't no Indians. Can't get nothing done. I love followers. People who believe in somebody and they follow and they help. That's how you get stuff built. I love leaders too. People who go out and say, let's go this direction, we need to go that. Both of them are beautiful. But you're now in a position where if you're a leader or a follower, you got to hear what I'm saying. It's up to you now. As I transition, you'll start seeing me in more places. Am I the kind of guy that wants to go into a mosque or a church or any place like that? No. But I'm going to have to. Because that's where our people are that want to be part of the Straight Black Pride movement. Am I going to start going into environments where I have to sit with people who I don't necessarily agree with? Absolutely. Far more than I do now. Am I going to truly compromise? No. May it look like a compromise on the surface. Which is why you have to hold the line. And then when we talk on the radio, you can even come, Jeannie, how did you do such a thing? You can't be, and then you'll get out of me if you listen, and I'll give you the answer. So let's say you saw me on a forum in 2015 with, God forbid, Ray Hagans. Well, I want you to think about this. When I'm about to be on a forum and we're advertising, it'll say Ray Hagan's going to be there and all these other people and Irritated Genie. Well, guess what? You got to be wise enough to go, Genie already told us there's no going back on this thing. But he also said there's a Ray Hagan no-fly zone. But there's not an Irritated Genie no-fly zone. Oh, we get it. Genie don't want to give up the opportunity to reach our people in this forum. So we have to go out there and make sure Ray Higgins can't speak. But Jeannie can't say that. Jeannie can't even advise it. Jeannie just has to sit there and act like he's not behind it. I mean, he isn't, because he isn't behind it. He has nothing to do with it. But I'm saying the irritated Jeannie has to go forth and be on that platform because he needs to be there. Even if it's a devil on the platform. Y'all know I don't do nothing with no devil. Y'all know this. I hope y'all are listening to me. Maybe there's a platform where there's 10,000 black people and there's a devil on the platform. But I got to reach them and tell them that this guy ain't the one. Normally I wouldn't go. It's a devil. Why don't I be around a devil? This time I might have to go. When you see it, you have to say, Jeannie's on a platform where there's a devil speaking. Why would he be on that platform? It must be a reason that he's there, something he can gain to get our people to come to the Straight Black Pride movement. I'm moving into different territory, which means we all move in there because all of you who have supported us along this path so far have helped us get to where we are. And I'm sure that you would agree. I'm confident most people out there would agree. We got to move faster and farther because this war against our people is turning up. They're killing brothers and sisters like Mike Brown. We're not going to be able to get everybody that wants to support the Mike Brown situation to be war on the horizon. We just can't. But we will continue to galvanize those people, which is why you got to be strong. See, listen, I'll still be here doing the program for quite some time until it's time for me to relinquish it to someone else. That's why you all got to keep being hard. Don't expect me to come with the heat because you got to do it now. I'm going to let you come with the heat. But when you come, I'm not going to stop you because this is still war on the horizon. This is not Straight Black Pride. Understand? We got to keep them separate. Even though the war on the horizon movement is part of the Straight Black Pride. But when we're war on the horizon, we anti-Christianity, we anti-Islam, we anti-every daggone thing. If you ain't black and you don't love black people and hate devils and faggots and petty fouls and want to get rid of all of them, then hell, you ain't war on the horizon. It just ain't you. You ain't a Haitianist. You don't understand that our freedom and independence will come from a world where the threats to African survival have been removed. You don't understand that. That's not a problem for me. You don't have to understand. You ain't on the horizon. But for Straight Black Pride, you don't have to understand that. If all you want to do is say, hey, I'm straight, I'm black, and I'm proud to be a black man, and I have a black family, we love you, and you can be part of that movement. You can be a Christian. You can be a Muslim. You can be a Jew. Now, you're part of that movement. You might have Muslims that are part of that movement. You might have black Jews. You might have people say, I'm an atheist. And the only person that, we want black people from all walks of life, but we do not want no Satanists. Now, I know it sounds like hypocritical, and I'm saying we're not banning no religions, but I'm not rocking with no Satanists, no satanic whatever, devil worshipping. And I hope y'all understand, we ain't doing it like that. And some stuff we can do, but we only have so much to go to. You can say, I don't really believe in God, I always attribute that to a black person who don't believe in none of the religions. So since they don't know that, they just say they don't believe in God. But I'm like, yeah, you believe in God. You just don't believe in it the way they tell it. But when you say, no, I worship the devil, we got a problem. That ain't straight, that ain't black, that ain't proud. Don't ask me why, because I can't really give you the practical reason and rationale within the context. We want all our people. I just don't want no devil worshippers. I don't care how smart they are, how much money they got. Nah, I don't care. I'm straight. I believe in the look, man. You worship the devil, beat. You know what I'm saying? Nah, because that don't scare me. I don't doing the little seances and the little triangles and triangles on top of triangles and goats' heads and candles. I'm start shooting. I'm tell you right now, I'm gonna let the hammer go. I'm straight. I'm black and I'm proud. But you start doing that stuff, it starts making me violent. I just don't like that creepy devil stuff. So, but I think most of us would agree with that. So, when we see 2015, brothers and sisters, we remain war on the horizon. Don't adjust the way you do business here. If you join the Straight Black Pride movement, when we're doing Straight Black Pride movement stuff, just remember, we're not there to debate religions with our brothers and sisters. We're not there to debate politics. Why would you be a Republican? That doesn't matter. They're black. And they believe that a black man should be with a black woman. They're against interracial dating. And they're proud to be black. And now we have a platform where we as black people, who traditionally have argued and fought with each other over stuff, even Pan-Africans have fought and Haitians, we argue with our people. Now The straight black pride gives us a platform where we don't argue with our people. When they come to war on the horizon, we ain't with all this Christianity. We very definitive about what we're African to the core, black to the core. For those that double dip, which a lot of you going to double dip, because now you can get participatory in the process of racial survival and upliftment in the straight black pride movement. And you also have to be participatory because when that chapter comes to your area, we need War on Horizon people in the chapters to be able to make sure stuff don't go too Negro. Because let's face it, our people don't have the same level of information, the same level of strength. So we can be amongst them, and you need to be amongst them, and provide some forms of guidance while being their brother or sister. At the same time, we can sit there and eat and break bread with our Christian, Muslim, whoever brothers there. We just brothers and sisters that day. And we Pan-Africans, but at the end of the day, we can be around each other. And as long as we concentrate on straight, black, and proud stuff, we're going to win. I hope y'all are hearing this. We're going to win, brothers and sisters. What you're about to witness is something you ain't never seen. You ain't never seen nothing like this in your lifetime. You read about it, but you've never seen it. And you're about to see it live in living color. Internationally. August of next year, and just in honor of our brother, eternal leader of Africa, we've decided that our annual convention is going to be on August the 15th. That's a Saturday, 2 days before the Earth Day, the day of the birth of the great Marcus Mosiah Garvey, as a tribute to his great work and what we're trying to produce. August is a beautiful time, brothers and sisters. Mark that date, August 15th. We're going to have the opening and the beginning of something that's going to be so broad and so beautiful and so overwhelming and so magnificent and so full of work, you're not going to believe it. Now, some of you say, well, I want to be part of the Straight Black Pride movement, but I'm part of this. That's what's so beautiful. Does your organization you're part of believe in being straight, and are they against homosexuality? Well, yeah, we ain't with none of that stuff. Okay. Do you believe that black men and women should be married? No, we ain't with that interracial stuff. Do y'all have pride about being black? Of course we proud, man. I'm a black man. I'm proud. Your organization can join. You can be part. You can be part. It's just that simple. I hope you're hearing it. You can be part. Your organization can join. I got a church. We got 500 members. We love what you're talking about. Your church can join, brother. Sister, your church can join. That's right. Straight Black Pride is about being straight, black, and proud. Do your church agree that we should love and protect each other? That we should be straight? Yes. We're not with homosexuality. It's against the Bible, against God's law. All right, good. What about interracial dating? Well, we believe that it's best that we remain amongst one another. We don't believe in crossing racial boundaries, because we believe we have the right to our own race. Beautiful. You're proud to be black? Oh, man, I'm proud to be black. Let me tell you about my grandfather, my grandmother, and all the beautiful things they did. Well, you got all the ingredients. Your church, 500 members, can be part of the Straight Black Pride movement. It's a dues-paying organization. Movement. Not organization, it's a movement. And we put in. Ask not what the Straight Black Pride movement can do for you. Ask how you can participate and save your race through the Straight Black Pride movement. 2015 is another year, brothers and sisters. This thing about to happen. Like I said, you're going to be shocked by the wide variety of brothers and sisters that we're able to bring together under the banner of the Straight Black Pride movement that we've already done. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but I need you to know. Because some people say, well, you can't tell your plans and you can't. First of all, my phone is tapped. Well, you can't talk on the phone. Well, they're infiltrators everywhere. So ain't nothing I'm going to try to do that they're not going to already know. So it'd be ridiculous for me to try to do it. They probably got some access to my computer or something. I don't know. So why am I hiding anything? It's 4th and 1. The extermination of the black race is facing us. And the irritated genius Southeast says we're not going to lose. We're not going to die. and we're going to go for retribution. We're going to win. It's 4-1. So if they're going to stop me, they stop me. That's why I'm telling you. Because you hear what's happening. You can see the vision. Something happened to me, you keep it going. Dr. John Henry Clark said, we got to have a chapter, a book, have each chapter written, and a leader passes. That's a little place and keep going and go to the next chapter. You can best believe I'm not saying I want nothing to happen, so please be clear. I love living. I got a beautiful black wife. I told you I'm straight black pride. 2 beautiful children. I want to live a long life. I never cared about it before, but I got babies, man. I love them. I got a wife. I'm a happy man. My wife's black. My wife's black. Like blackity, blackity, black. She want to be dark-skinned, but she's not. I never give her credit for that. She's brown-skinned. But I love my wife, my black wife. I hope y'all, I'm going to say it again. I love my black wife, my African black wife. I didn't say my friend, my girlfriend. I love my African black wife, straight black pride. Matter of fact, tonight, when you finish your statement, say straight black pride. You can still say crack in the trunk, but then say straight black pride. Because that's what it's all about. When I say I love my black wife, straight black pride. Straight black pride is like a salutation. How you doing, brother? Straight black pride. Straight black pride, brother. Straight black pride. Straight black pride, brother. Straight black pride. It's a Straight Black Pride Movement 2015. Straight black pride. How you feeling? Straight black pride. We still gonna come in because this war on the horizon. We gonna come in praising that Turner. Glory to Garvey and long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. But when you get off, we say straight black pride, straight black pride. That's just for tonight. Because that's what this is all about. That's what African life is about. It's about being straight, dealing with your enemies straight. Being a black man in love with your women, black women. I got 3 of them. Some of y'all into polygamy. I ain't into polygamy, but I got 3 of them. Y'all suckers only got 1 if you lucky. I got my mama, the one that brought me here. You can't beat having a mama. My mama done come out to election since the beginning. I've been doing it, supported me my whole life in all the work I'm doing. I'm lucky black man. Then I got my beautiful queen, my wife. Y'all know Sister Nefertari. I ain't got to keep bragging about her, blow her head up. I do love that woman. Then I got my beautiful, 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 the greatest gift I've ever been given, my little baby daughter, man. Oh, God. My little Kania Asada Aset Kimaki. That's my baby. I got 3 of them. Some of y'all suckers only got 1. That's right. Ain't nothing like a black woman, brothers and sisters. And so we got to say straight black pride. That's what it's all about. So I'm going to go to our phone lines. I want you to ask whatever questions, concerns. Tell me about your excitement. Tell me how you're feeling about tonight, knowing that we're going to change the condition of our race, knowing that this platform for the warlords still exists. We're not going to change this platform. I may adjust my language, but it don't mean you got to adjust yours. You got to stay strong. In fact, I'm giving you instructions and directions for you to stay hot and militant on this forum. This is a militant forum. Many of our brothers and sisters in the Straight Black Pride Movement will come check War on the Horizon out and like it. Some of them won't. That's okay. Because at the end of the day, some of us won't like some of the forums there. We're not going to go to their church either. That's okay, though. This place is for the warriors. And I want you to remain warriors tonight and tell me how good you feel as a warrior to have a platform where we can reach more of our people while at the same time maintaining this platform that we have here. So let me do this, brothers and sisters. Normally we go in order, but I got a call that's an international call. And so I'm going to go to my first call that's international because I know brothers and sisters calling from across seas, probably interested in starting their Straight Black Pride chapter and want to know how they got to do it. Well, first thing you got to do, you got to bring Irritated Genie out so we can speak to the brothers and sisters in England, in London, in France, wherever they are, so we can sell this platform and I can figure out who we can trust to run a chapter there and we can get this thing cracking, crack-a-lacking. That's what we're talking about. I'm going to go to my first call. The way we come on the line, remember, brother, says there's no N-word. Not on War on the Horizon. That's our only rule. And the Straight Black Pride Movement, that's part of the platform as well. We don't use that term. We don't celebrate it. We don't support it. We Africans, we black people, we love ourselves. We brothers and sisters. I'm going to go to an overseas call. Everybody, when you come in, it's praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. And long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. And when we get off the line today, you can say your salutation, but then finish it off with straight black pride. I'm going to 9962, my call from overseas. Praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, and long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
Praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, and long live the spirit of Khalid Abdul Muhammad. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing beautiful, man. I got my brother. Tell me where you calling from, soldier.
England, man.
Yes,
I called you before.
Yes,
I called before. Well, I'm just listening to you, and I like what you're saying. I'm feeling what you're saying, you know. And I just hope, I hope, you know, it works. I know it will work still, because I can feel that you're very passionate about it still, you know. But I'm just in England, so I don't know what I can do to support you. But all I'm saying, I'm just listening to you, and, you know, I'll keep listening to you. I missed you last week as well, man, because I was waiting for the email to come to say, yeah, you got a show on, but I didn't get no message. But you said that beginning that you was doing something in Baton Rouge, yeah?
Yes, sir. And if you get a chance, you can go on YouTube. You can see what we did in Baton Rouge. You can actually see that whole conference, or you can cut right to the part where we have short clips as well. Go to YouTube and put in Irritated Genie all together. Go to our page.
Okay.
And you can see our most recent uploads. Let me ask you this. You in London.
Go on. No.
How big is the three? Hello?
I'm like 2 hours from London.
Okay, so what actual region are you in? What is it called?
What region? I'm in South England. It's near Bristol, one of the slave ports.
Okay, so you're in South England. Okay, let me ask you a question. From your vantage point, seeing what's going on in England, do you see the homosexuality, the interracial dating, and the lack of self-respect and pride about being African as an issue?
Yeah, I do, because I see it a lot. Like I was like a couple of months ago, I was just walking out, and man, I said, how many of the black sisters they was with white guys? It's like in 2 days. It's like I saw pure sisters with white guys, and I'm talking some of these sisters, you know, they're not English born. A lot of them were African. You know, hand in hand. You know, and I don't know why that, you know, why they choose to you know, go with the white people. I don't know if because they come to England because, you know, they see as the place giving them opportunity. And they see the white people as a greater person than them because they got more to offer as they see it. So, but it's a lot of that. It's like both ways. But a lot of African sisters, you know, they're here and they're like checking along the white guys. You get a lot who's checking their own, who's with their own, but you get a lot who's just like with the other race, you know. And it's disappointing, you know, disappointing. But,
absolutely, and that's one of the things we're gonna come when we get to London with this platform, the Straight Black Pride platform. It's going to blow the country away because black people in London are going to be so excited to be able to be part of something that you're not going to be able to believe it. If you want to make sure when it comes to your town, you spread the information and then that you join that movement as well in your city to help us put this together. All right, brother?
Okay, I want to come. But one thing, you on about you know, I don't want to, you know, meddle with your, you know, with your constitution, you know. You're on about $30 a month, yeah?
That's in the U.S., yes.
Yeah, I was wondering, you know, some people may not have that money. Would there be a way, like, if you do a percentage of their income, or would that be too hard, or?
No, again, if they don't have it, then they can still participate, but they won't be members. It's like anything. If you can't afford the Cadillac, then you can't afford the Cadillac, you don't buy it.
Okay.
As African people, one of the things we do is we reduce ourselves to the level of poverty we have. But the reality of it is we forget We got more doctors, more attorneys, more all of these professions that we've ever had in the history of the world. Yet, those people, I mean, just think about it. One doctor who makes $200,000 a year could sponsor 4 people that couldn't afford to do it. They wanted to be part. So what we're going to tell people, don't look to the movement to reduce itself. You step up and find a way to be part of the movement.
Okay. I was just saying, because the people who don't have, I wasn't saying like if you got it, don't pay it. I was just saying, you know.
I understand, but believe me, we here. The people that don't have it, the person don't have it, can't get the Cadillac either.
That's true. That's true. Okay. And one more thing, I was wondering that you guys got so much organizations over there wanting the same thing. No chance you can get together? You know, I mean, I know that's been spoken about all the time, but, you know, I don't understand why that you can't come together and, be united. Because if you've got the same kind of ideology, I know those things, you know, what's stopping? What's stopping each organization? You know,
what's stopping them is that we've taken too long to create the straight Black Pride movement, but now we've created it, brother.
Okay.
All right.
Well, okay, my friend. You know, well, peace. You know, straight Black Pride. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And peace to your sister, your queen as well. Yeah.
Thank you. Straight Black Pride, my brother.
Straight Black Pride. Okay.
All right. I like that. The brother called in, and he's trying to get it, but it's hard to sit in. He missed the whole point. But that's all right, though. That's why we have this dialogue. The point is, we do have the unity now, because now we have the basis. But it ain't you guys over there. He don't understand it yet. He'll get it, though. It's not his fault. All of us are still working this through. It's brand new to you. Listen, there's organizations in England. Why are they not working together? Because they haven't come under the banner of the straight Black Pride. There's all these countries in Africa. Why haven't they come? That's why. Because we've taken too long to come, but we're here. So don't beat us up too bad. I know it's taken us too long, but we're here now. Straight Black Pride. We're going to put this thing together. We organizing, and we coming for our people. Let's go to 8235. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of solid dude. All right. Sound like they were really excited. They were too excited to even say something. They was jumping up and down. That's the kind of excitement I'm looking for, though. Ain't no problem with that. We're going to go to an anonymous call here. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. All right. They're just listening in. Let's go to 0125. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. And long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
The number I just gave you.
All right. Let's see. Let's go here to 2168. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. 2168. All right. 6789. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. All right. We got a lot of folks. This premise is scaring people. Not everybody got the courage to step up to this. They like, wow, things are going to change. They're awestruck. They don't even know what to say. That's all right. Somebody know what to say. 7099. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. And long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. All right, we go to an anonymous call. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. All right, let's go to 8880. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. 8880. Going once, going twice. All right. Let me make sure. Anonymous. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. All right, got another anonymous call. Praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. All right, they just listen. All right. 8438. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to God. And long to the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. And long to the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Peace, Brother Jimmy, Brother Khalid.
Hey, I got a soldier on the line. I got a soldier. What it look like?
Oh, nothing much, man. You know, just tuning in. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited about the movement, man. And, you know what I'm saying, in all reality, you really think about it, you know what I'm saying, it really, you know, when you talk about there being changes, it's right down the line of exactly what you do. You know what I'm saying? Your whole, you know, your central theme has been trying to educate our people about this white sex assault. So, you know, and trying to get people to recognize that that's part of the warfare that we up against. So the straight black pride movement is like, that's right down the line of that. You're getting more people involved against the white sex assault, you know? So it's like these are people who probably wouldn't come across the information, or if they did come across the information, like their feminization videos, they'd probably be a bit off-put or taken aback, or, you know what I'm saying, because they so used to the soft way everybody talking, because everybody's so feminized, you know? So now, you know what I'm saying, you're able to basically bring this whole white sex assault or the defense against the white sex assault, you know what I mean, to people who wouldn't normally probably get it because they're not in the nationalist, fundamentalist circles, you know what I'm saying? So now you're bringing it to black people, you know what I'm saying, outside of just the nationalist circle, you know, which is, you know, I could dig that.
Well, let me tell you something. Of course, you always hit the nail on the head as usual, but there's only one contention I have with what you said.
Go ahead.
You said you, brother, it's we.
That's
we
what's up. That's what's up. Yep.
Are going to bring it to our people. So, yeah, maybe I'm the voice of it right now, but what I want to explain is, and you are the prototype of the brother I'm talking about. I want everybody to hear this. I don't know where this brother was in his consciousness before Warner Horizon. I don't know. But I most certainly know where he was since he's been tuning into Warner Horizon. This brother is on the front lines, always putting his opinions out. And I haven't agreed with everything he's done, but what I agree with is what I like about this brother the most. I'd rather a person do something and do it wrong than to not do nothing. One thing about this brother, it don't matter what it is, he's going to be doing it, and he's going to be doing it for our people. So if it wasn't for brothers like him, we would die, because there's too many people out there that are afraid to make a mistake, so they don't do nothing. This brother don't have fear. He sees what he believes needs to be done. He analyzes it. He goes to warfare. So what that means is, with a brother like this on our team, with a brother like this saying we're straight black pride and pushing it, our people ain't going to have the option to say no. And that's what makes me feel most confident about this movement. We got strong African men and women who won't take no for an answer when it comes to straight, black, and proudness, man. And so I feel good, brother. I feel energized, and I'm confident of the victory. What you think, man?
Hey, man, I appreciate that, bro. And, you know what I'm saying, I look forward to what this movement is about to bring to our people, because this is exactly what we need. Like the last caller was asking about that unifying element between all of these movements, and that's it. If you could stand on, you know, being straight, you know what I'm saying, being black and proud to be black, then, you know, you got that potential to be a warrior. You feel what I'm saying? So, you know, there it is there.
Let me ask you this last thing, and then I'll let you know go, because you're giving such good commentary. I'm holding you up, but I got to ask you this.
All right.
All right. You're hearing this whole platform that we have here.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see this particular platform being the magic trick to wake our people up and the beginning of the process for taking our people out of this condition? Your honest opinion.
I absolutely. Otherwise, you know, I would have told you something different. You know what I'm saying? When we already talked about this and when I first heard about it. You know what I mean? So I really do see this as what we needed to reach as many people as we can but still stay within our principles. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Yes,
like,
sir.
and then on top of that, I just want to add another thing, because on earlier about, you might be on certain platforms where there's other people, and it's like, what I see that as is like a kind of like an ambassador type of position where, you're not compromising, you're just out there trying to speak to as many people as you can. You know what I'm saying? And there's just been notable leaders in the past, like Dr. Clark, you know what I'm saying, how he got on that panel and basically, gave us what we needed to hear from him, but it was Cracker sitting at the other end of the table. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I ain't finna debate y'all because y'all ain't my equals, but, I'll teach y'all. You know what I'm saying? So, his whole thing was basically, he's fighting for our people. You feel me? He's not worried about the crackers at the end of the table. He's going to reach the audiences. So he's going to these different places, in universities and speaking to our people and whatnot. So, I could appreciate that.
Man, that is a huge endorsement, and we appreciate that support, brother. And look, we really strongly believe that out there in California where you are, we're going to have one of our strongest straight black pride chapters and movements. So, brother, we will be staying in touch with you. We look forward to working with you. We'll see you on the battlefield. Straight black pride.
Straight black pride, brother.
All right. That's a warrior there, brothers and sisters. This thing's about to happen. You better get on board or get out of the way, because the straight black pride movement is here to stay. 4938, praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, and long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. 4938, going once, going twice. All right. I know this one's going to have something to say. 9329, praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
How you doing, Joe?
Fantastic, my brother. How you doing, warrior?
All right. Praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. And I bear witness there is no other God but Amen.
Amen is the only God but He, and there is no other. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I think this movement is long overdue. And I 100% respect the fact that, you got to be a general in the movement and let your foot soldiers handle the light work. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Can't speak on everything, so that's what you got your soldiers to do. Your soldiers can get their hands dirty.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, I'm really respecting this movement. So this is gonna be a monthly thing that we send the money to, or how's it gonna be done?
Yeah, when we get to the logistics, when you have the particular group that you part of, what'll happen is, and none of this will happen until August, but you'll just do an automatic. It'll be an automatic draft once a month to the people, or if you have to send it in, you'll be able to send it in to your particular local branch. And and then, but you'll also be meeting monthly. And here's the beautiful thing, and this is the part that people are gonna love the most. Let's say you got your organization, and what you do is feed the homeless. That's what you do.
Right.
When you join the Straight Black Pride movement, you don't stop being the same organization you were. You're still that organization. You still feed the homeless. However, when you come to a meeting, you can say, hey, it's us four, and we feed our brothers and sisters on a regular basis. We do it once every 2 weeks. Well, now that you're part of the Straight Black Pride movement in your city, you say, well, look, can we come down? Now, instead of having the 4 brothers or sisters that you got doing it, now you got 8 more people to say, oh, we're going to come to do that. And they might not do it every week, but now you got more people who are supporting it, and you have not changed what you already do for your community. You have just now got part of people who think similarly that you can trust to come out and help you.
Okay. And I got one question.
Yes, sir.
Is there going to be like a booklet with some guidelines as far as as far as do's and don'ts? because it seems like people kind of got out of hand with some of this stuff that some of these videos that I be seeing. I don't have a problem with people, whatever you want to do, the Hebrew, Israel, it doesn't really matter to me. Like you said, it's about, all of us being together. But, some of the stuff is a little drastic and over, I've seen videos where brothers on outside calling black women beads and whores. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a little bit too far,
Yeah. Yeah. To your point, we're going to have basic guidelines, and one of the guidelines that help prevent that, and I'm so glad you asked that, because I think people really want to know how this thing will work, and this is a good time to talk about it. One of the things we're going to have, there's a leader for every chapter, so the leader kind of sets the tone. But here's one of the things that will set this apart a little bit. We won't have a situation where a person can get up and talk about politics or religion. So, for instance, you can be a Christian,
right?
But there will be no discussion of Christianity, or the only closest thing we'll have to a discussion on religion, there won't even be a discussion on religion, if we bring out somebody and do the origins of history. So, let's say one chapter decided they wanted to bring in Ashraquasi, the master teacher. He's not talking about a particular religion. He's talking about the origin of religion being African and the history. That's just history. It's not religion. So we won't be talking about Democrat, Republican. There'll be no political. The only topics of discussion we will have will be about the direction of straight black pride. Hence, there will be no ability and no allowance of any type of disrespect for black women. We will not be using profanity. Now, can you go home and use profanity? Sure. But we're going to have our children at these meetings. So we're not going to be using the N-word, profanity. We're not going to be complaining about all the stuff that's going bad. This is not a forum to come and complain about what black people are not doing. We're not doing none of that. When you come to a meeting, the leader's going to say, hey, we're going to welcome you and say, look, this is what we're doing this day. Let's talk. How's everybody been going? What's going on in the community? Here's our thing that we're going to do this week. This is what our next project is. Anybody got anything to say? Can we help anybody? Is anybody child needs some, whatever needs to be done? Boom, and we out of there.
Okay.
And there will be standards. To answer your question, there'll be listed standards that everybody did. There'll be simple standards. We're not telling everybody they got to be perfect.
Right.
There'll be basic standards that we operate within the context of this movement. Yes, sir. Excellent question.
And what was the thing you said that on YouTube that I could look to see what y'all did, or was it on YouTube or was it on World on the Horizon website?
It's on YouTube, and in fact, you can go to YouTube and see it. Or if you go to YouTube and put in Irritated Genie, let me tell you exactly where it is. Have you ever been to our page?
Yeah. World on the Horizon?
Okay.
I'm on World on the Horizon right now.
No, the Irritated Genie page on YouTube.
Oh, no, I didn't even know y'all had a YouTube. I don't even know.
Yeah, if you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it simple. Let me change it. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to repost the right to Facebook. So I'm going to do it right now. So you'll see the Facebook post of where you can see it, and then you'll be able to watch it like that.
Oh, okay. All right. And did you say that? What did you say it was coming out with the as far as on the Warriors conference? So I could did y'all have?
Yeah, I think it's available now. If you go to warriorsconference.com, I think it's the Warriors Conference, thewarriorsconference.com.
Okay.
I think it's thewarriorsconference.com. I believe it's available now. I'm not certain, but I believe it's available to purchase now.
Okay. All right. Y'all doing that again in Miami, right? In February?
Right now, we're looking at the date. May change, but we definitely doing it in Miami next.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I gotta give me some bench presses and all that stuff, man. Go down there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, brother. Straight black pride. So
straight black pride. Yes, sir. Crack in the trunk. Straight black pride, brother.
All righty.
All right. That's a soldier right there, man. Look, man, anytime you got soldiers that's excited about straight black and pride, that means you got the right kind of movement. Because soldiers don't get excited about too much unless it's a fight. But this is a fight. It's a fight for the freedom and independence of African people. And we got something that's going to move people and change people and transition our people this year. We should be very excited about it. We're glad you are. 5402, praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. All right. Let's go. 7129, praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. 7129. All right. Let me go to somebody I know got something to say. My sister Atiyan, praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, and long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
Praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, and long live the spirit of the great Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Straight black pride, Jenny.
Straight black pride. How you doing, sister?
That's my new greeting now, straight black pride. We should have like a symbol with it or a hand gesture or something. But yeah, I feel like doing something when I say it, like straight black pride. Anyway,
I like that.
This year is a historic year, and I have pure confidence in the ability of our people to rise up and rally behind, being straight, being black, and being proud. Now, we have to realize that there's going to be a lot of opposition. Then a lot of people who hate their blackness, who are friendly with, depravity. So as much as we're going to get a lot of people behind us, we're going to get a lot of people against us, because the movement for, black and, the gays in the movement, they already infiltrated us in a way. So really what we're doing is we're doing a big counter-defense against what's already, starting to roll. So I think that we should just come up with everything that we have, that when they see us, they'll be intimidated. You're talking about the Nation of Islam, and we didn't even know too much about their politics, but even back home we saw, they're black and wearing, and then just a group of men, because there's two things that scare white people. Just a group of black men standing there, it just does something to them. If they see them in the street, they want to shoot them up, but if they see them and they're armed, that's very uncomfortable for them. So, the image, we should own the image. We should have, guidelines. I know there's the straight and the black, and like the guy said, there's still some things in our community that we still have to, get ourselves rid of. So the banning of the NY, those are still things that have to be in the Constitution, so to speak. So yeah, I'm excited about this. I'm excited to. One day you will come out here. You will. We'll get our ducks in a row and you'll come out here. So it's going to happen.
I'll come out when you all invite a brother out.
Yes, when we get the house in order, you can't just have people come over and everything is a mess.
Okay. Well, I'm waiting on y'all out there in Cali, because we got a lot of love for our West Side family, but they ain't brought us out there. I'm starting to get in my feelings about that. When they gonna bring the irritated Jeannie and the Warner Horizon family out there so that we can break bread with our brothers and sisters on the West Side?
Yes, we are proud to show our blackness, bring you out. So yes. So I'm excited. I'm excited about the march going to Africa. Oh my goodness, because that's the thing too. I'm sorry, echo. One thing that will bring not just for movement to be, but on the continent. This is something we actually. Is it me?
Yes.
The echo. Oh, I'm sorry. 1 second. Okay, is that better?
Yes.
Okay, so what I was saying was this is a galvanizing force, not just for the real warriors and people who care about our race. It's also going to unite the African people because we're also fighting the same war like you played earlier. We are as much under attack from them as, out here, and we just don't realize it. A lot of us don't realize how bad it is until it comes to their country, and then they see how much it means to these people to force their homosexuality on us. I mean, for years, we just saw them and we were like, oh, that's just them. That's how they are. We didn't seek to explain it. And then more of it kept coming and coming, and suddenly now we're killing them, we're doing all these things, but it's already in there somehow. So now we have to do double the work. So I'm excited about your trip and everybody who's going, and I wish I was there, but, the next one for sure. So I'm excited. I hope I conveyed that sufficiently.
You did. You got me excited. And I'm going to tell you how I know that you're so right. Since we posted the conference in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and then we also posted President from Gambia, Yahya Jammeh, and his refusal to accept European imperialism and white sex. Since we posted that, we have gotten so many brothers and sisters from the African continent that have joined us on Facebook and tried to and befriended us based on what they saw, that it's just overwhelming. And that tells me a whole lot. I tell you something strange. This is the most weirdest thing I've ever seen. Anyway, Facebook messes with us all the time. Sorry, this is totally off the subject, but they constantly change our numbers of friends and delete people. They do all kind of weird stuff to us on Facebook. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen. But we're gaining lots and lots of brothers and sisters from the continent, which is great because now, like this program, if they were able to get this email and able to tune in, they might be listening right now, or they'll come in and listen tomorrow morning to the archive. So it's really beneficial when this happens that we're able to get brothers and sisters, to tune in all across the world. And now we're bridging that gap between our brothers and sisters, showing them that we're aware of what's going on in the continent. So I'm really excited as well.
Yes, and me too. And one last thing I would like to add is, one thing that your show does, it really does bring people together. If I find out that somebody is listening to War on the Horizon, that automatically tells me something about them. It's like, okay, I don't have to argue with you about things. You already know. So, that forum that we still have, that we can sort of, find each other, because of war, that's a powerful thing. So thank you for the work that you do and you've done. And, yes, straight Black Pride.
Straight Black Pride. Love you and appreciate you, sister. We'll see you on the battlefield.
And Bibi Fahodie.
Bibi Fahodie. Straight Black Pride. All right, I'm coming to 5782, then I'm coming to 0202, then I'm coming to 5781. But before I go to 5782, I do want to ask my people on the chat room, is there anybody here on the chat room that has a question? If so, I might have missed your question. So just ask your question right now while I'm in the chat room, and then I can answer it. Let's see. I'm asking you to ask now. Hurry up and type it for me so I can see if you got any questions, because I had somebody say, look, we in the chat room. We talking, blah, blah, blah. But I'm waiting to see, is the chapter still coming? Yes, we're going to have a chapter in Durham right now. As it stands right now, we are going to have a chapter in Durham, North Carolina. So that we're going to have one in New York. We're going to have one. Somebody said, is this a woman's movement as well? No, it's not a woman's movement. This is straight Black Pride. If you're straight, if you're black, and if you're proud, it's your movement. It's not a man's movement. It's not a woman's movement. It's not a child's movement. It's a black movement. So that means everybody, and we're not isolating any of those things. You got to have a black mother and a black father, which makes you black. That's another thing, one of the platforms. I got to say this because I think some people will be interested to know this. reality of it is that we've looked at the history and we've made it real clear. Individually, there are exceptions to the rule, and all of us know some exceptions to the rule. But at the end of the day, the reality of it is, as a class and as a group, mulattoes have been race traders to black people. Again, there are exceptions. We ain't planning for the exceptions. The exceptions will make themselves known, and they do the work that they do. But there will be no mulattoes in this thing. If you do not have a black mother and a black father, you're not part. Now, if you got a parent and one of them is a mulatto, one of them is half black and half something else, and the other parent is all black and you're black, that's different. We're not getting deep into nobody's history. That's not what we're looking for. What we're saying is we don't want nobody in that room with a white parent. That's the bottom line. We're making it real simple because we can't have that. Because once we start that just goes one step in the wrong direction. We're encouraging black families. Now, if you're a mulatto and you're married to a black person and you have a child, that child is welcome. The white parent is not welcome. I mean, the mulatto parent. The mulatto parents just, and not even that they're not welcome. I ain't even going to say that. Because we don't know if they're the good one or bad one. At the end of the day, they just can't be a member. Let me tell you that. You cannot be an official member if you're a mulatto. So it is what it is. Can you give money? Sure. Can you support in other ways? Open meetings? Yeah, we can do that. But if you have a white parent, you cannot. I ain't even sure you can open meetings. We got to talk about that. But definitely, you certainly cannot be a member. So we just need to let everybody know. Somebody said, it's only Ocean Genie. Can you answer my question? Will you find a way to link black sisters in America up with our African brothers on the continent, especially the Gambia? No. We're not going to find a way to do it like that. What we're going to do is we're going to have black people looking at our condition and improving ourselves so that we're bringing together people under some similar platforms and agreements. And within that construct, brothers and sisters will find their mates. So we're not looking at no in particular place. We're not doing no reactionary kind of thing. I know, and I can understand where you're coming from. Somebody looking at the brothers in the Gambia right now is like, I gotta have me one of them. You know, that sounds nice and everything, but at the end of the day, the reality of it is the mature way to look at it is there are brothers like that here that just got to get that bug hitting them. Brothers like Brother Khaled, who I'm sure wasn't always the way he is now, but now that brother, the bug has hit him of African liberation, and he's a black man fighting for his race now, type of brother that any sister would want to be next to. So that's the kind of thing that happens. So that can happen. We believe in all our people. We're not going to be looking for a way to hook brothers up in America with sisters in Africa, and so that we're going to be hooking black people up with black people everywhere. We're going to remove these boundaries that we see. If you're a straight Black Pride member and you're from the Gambia and you come to America and you come to a local chapter, you're just a brother. Oh, you a member? Oh, man, let's show you around. We're going to show you around the city. We're going to take you to places. You're one of the family. We just going to become family. That's the objective. We're going to become family internationally and take away all of these things that divide us. It's not a woman's movement. No, that's the answer. Just that simple. No. Is it a man's movement? No. It's a black movement, and that includes the entire black family. So it's a family movement. So what if I'm single? You still invited because you ain't going to stay single forever if we can help it. Because if you're a brother, there's a beautiful black queen that's a straight Black Pride sister that you would definitely be able to make it out with. And same thing with the sisters. They're beautiful sisters here. And I see people saying stuff in the chat room. I'm not even going to go back and forth with it. That kind of personality and idea will not be accepted in the straight Black Pride movement. We're not going to be telling our people that that all black men are bad and all black women are bad. We don't want no woman's movement. We don't want no man. Listen, all of that stuff is the stuff that won't be part of the straight Black Pride movement. Like sisters are upset about how brothers are treating them. That ain't straight Black Pride. That's the stuff we got to let go. All the stuff we've been doing wrong is why we have a straight Black Pride movement, but we don't bring that to the table. When you come to the straight Black Pride movement, you're looking at self-improvement. The question for the brother is not how come the women are acting like this, it's how come we haven't protected our women, how come I'm not a better man for my woman to want to be good women to me. When a black woman comes in, it ain't about how come all these N-words or these brothers act like that. When she comes in, it's like her personality is, what can I do to be the best black woman possible so that I'm a good black woman for a black man that would find me? And how can I do better than my mama or those other women around me who produced and raised these boys who become something less than black men so that my son will want to marry a black woman because of how good his mama was and how good of an example she was. That's straight black pride talk. Let me go to 5782. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. All right. Anonymous call 1111. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Anonymous call. All right. 0202. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to God. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
Hey, how you doing here today, Gene? This is Brother Maurice from Rocky Mountain, North Carolina.
All right, give me a praise, Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey, and long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
Praise Garvey and praise Khalid Muhammad. This is Brother Maurice. How's it going?
Fantastic. How about yourself, brother?
I'm doing okay. It's been a long time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You still with the beautiful queen there?
Yeah, so we're still together.
All right, tell her I said hello and it's good to hear from you.
I will. I want to get the number to the Durham chapter here in North Carolina.
We haven't set it up yet. So we'll be giving you all that information as the year progresses. Probably more like April. We'll start letting people connect so they can start going and check out and see what they're going to be doing.
Okay, I appreciate it. All right, you take care of yourself. I'm still listening. I just don't get the call as much as I used to, but I'm still listening every now and then. All right, and just so you know, we're going to be in Durham, actually doing a Straight Black Pride discussion February. Let me tell you right now, it'll be February 7th. February, what's the date? What's the date again? Saturday, February 7th. February 7th, gotcha. Yep, so we look forward to seeing you there. If you can make it out, we think you'll really enjoy it. All right, I will. All right, brother. Good hearing from you. All right, same here. All right. Got a brother been a long time no hear from, but he's still in the house, still doing great work. All right, we going 02, that was 0202. 5781. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. 5781. Going once, going twice. 5513. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. All right, let's go. 5513. All right, let's go. 5204. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. All right, let me make sure I've gotten all the callers here. Let's see. Give me a moment, brothers and sisters. I don't believe I did. 8769. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey, and long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Peace, Brother Genie.
How you doing, Warrior?
All right. Everything's good, man. I'm excited about Straight Black Pride. I mean, it's long overdue. And it says a lot about our people conditions when we have to go so far back to the basics that we have to remind our people that a black man belongs with a black woman to create black children. That is so basic, but that's how far removed we are from our own culture and identity that we have to come back to square one. That's some real deep stuff right there.
Boy, you want to talk about putting it in layman's terms to make it absolutely vivid. That is real. But guess what?
What's that?
Sometimes, as unfortunate as it is, you get in a bad situation that you have to go back to something so basic. Sometimes it's those very simplistic, basic things that help a people come out of their condition.
Oh, yes, I agree 100% with that. I agree 100% with that. I mean, I'm not going to keep you long and belabor the point. I think this is one of the best things that we can do for our people right now, just so they could really take a critical look at where we are, that we have to have these discussions. Because when you talk about economics, when you talk about spirituality and spiritual cultivation, when you talk about political positions, it's almost like you're speaking a foreign language to our people about the basic things that we can do. We can stop celebrating European holidays, accepting European gods. We can hold our money to empower our own family and community, as opposed to running out, giving our money away like we just seen in Black Friday when everybody was supposed to be protesting the murders of our children. We say, let's do it for one day. We can't even get our people to just hold your money for one day. We're a critical mass right now. And I agree with you. We have to come back to the basic. Come back to square one just so we can start over and get this thing right as we move forward.
That's right. And one thing I'm going to say to what you're saying, I think is an excellent point you bring up. One of the things I realized, and this is what, and that's kind of why I saw some folks in the chat, and I kind of took the position I did. This is really important. We got to understand something, and I understand where it comes from, but there are different pieces to what we're doing. And so when you're trying to build something, it's a different personality you have than when you're trying to fight something. And when I'm saying that to say, we spend a lot of time here on Warner Horizon talking about the problems. And we should, because if we don't identify the problem, there's no way to fix them. But when you're in the process of fixing the problems, that is not the platform to begin to dwell deep into the aspects of the problem. You're supposed to be repairing the problem. In other words, it's like when you take your car to get fixed and they diagnose it and say what's wrong with it.
Right.
And then they take it to the mechanic to fix it, and then he starts going through and say, well, let me see what's wrong with it. That's not what his job is to do. His job is to fix it. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And
because we've already identified the problem.
Right. The problem's already been identified. And that's what we have here at the Straight Black Pride Movement. Straight Black, and I want people to understand this is not a knock to anybody. This is just how I want people to begin to take the shape their minds to a different direction, because we're doing something different now, and when we do this thing different, it's going to adjust things. Warner Horizon is problem identification, which without that you cannot fix the problem. So we can never stop having Warner Horizon, because it's the honest assessment of our reality, who our enemies are, and what we need to do. But when it comes to doing the thing, we don't have the same dialogue. So, for instance, I want people to see the difference. The effeminization of the black male and fighting this homosexual agenda, that's what we talk about here. That's one of the things we talk about. We'll do the lecture, and we'll show that. And we would even show that at the Straight Black Pride just to show the problem. But here's the difference. At the Straight Black Pride Movement, we'll have strong men and women in an organization, being men, being examples for young people, starting youth programs. These are the things we'll be doing, so that when a young brother comes in, instead of tuning into something like this and hearing the problem, which is not bad, but you got to be strong enough to hear this, to do something. Instead, he'll be in a room full of men and women who are already, by the very fact that they've come together under a platform that says straight, black, and proud, they're the antithesis of the effeminization of the black male. And then if he happens to be brought in, and I happen to be brought in to do a lecture on on the effeminization of the black male or something, he's sitting in the room with men like yourself, seeing where this problem came from. But the fact that there are men like this in the room, and they're doing things, and he has that camaraderie, and to learn to go fishing with that man, and to stand up and learn how to work out, and learn about women and how they think and what he's supposed to do as a man. That right there is actually doing something. It's not just teaching.
It's a proactive approach, yes.
It's proactively fixing the problem. So I want people to understand it's not that you can't come to a straight black pride meeting as a sister and say, you know, really, I want a man. But you don't come there with the idea all the men in the world are bad and I'm coming here to get a man. No, you're not. You're coming there to support the platform of straight black pride.
Right.
Because when you come there with that baggage, when the brother comes there with that, man, the police are killing our people, that's true. We know that. But we're in an environment now where we're going to have people from all walks of life where we start saying, look, even if there's a police officer that's in there, look, we don't want this kind of stuff happening in this environment that we got control of. And he says, man, I'm about straight black pride. Well, look, since I got the uniform, I'm going to make sure don't no police come up in here because I'm a police. And I'll know if they are coming, I'll be able to tell you when they come. So now we got fighting police brutality. Maybe we didn't exactly deal with the person that killed the young brother. But now we're saying we're organized in a manner where you can't just come up here and do that to one of our brothers and sisters or anybody that's supporting this. And we're even pulling in some of the black officers and say, look, man, they killing our people. Y'all going to have to do something. And they say, well, we can't do nothing because they got a blue shield. Well, damn it, we got a black shield. If we're in a city where we got enough of them, we say, look, y'all going to take this thing over. We're going to run the rest of these bammers out. It's a lot of things that be done. But instead of talking about the problem, and I'm not knocking anybody, you have to talk about the problem. I'm saying the focus of the straight black pride movement would be put black men like this man next to your son and your daughter to see what real black manhood is like, so that this brother now is not only a voice that they hear on the thing, but if you live in that city, where you at, brother? Where you located now?
In New York.
So you in New York? Hold on, who is this?
This Tad.
Oh man!
Oh, come on, Jimmy. I thought you recognized the number. It's your brother Tad, man.
I done told y'all warlords. Don't no warlord walk up on me tiptoeing, man. This is a brother I want y'all to get very acquainted with, brothers and sisters, because if you're in the New York area in Brooklyn, this is our brother Tad. You're going to be hearing a whole lot more from him. You're going to be reporting to him. You're going to be talking to this brother. This is one of the battlefield warriors here, and he really believes in straightness, blackness, and pride, and he's going to be someone that we're confident can help provide direction for our brothers and sisters up there in New York. So are you excited about this, brother?
Yo, I'm extremely excited. I mean, it's overdue. It's almost like, and I've been saying this for years, and I think that's what made me gravitate to your platform when I first heard you a couple of years back, because I felt for a long time that there's an attack on heterosexual, particularly black men that are confident in being a heterosexual black man. Mm-hmm. You know, with the, I mean, I don't have to tell you, and I'm pretty sure your audience is familiar with what's going on with the effeminization of our young men, you know, and a masculation of our young ladies.
Yes, sir.
I mean, this is something real difficult to deal with. And I tell people, you know, as much as we try to censor what our children are exposed to, one morning I was taking my daughter to school, driving her in the car, and the bus pulls up alongside of us with a billboard of two men with no shirts on, hugged up. So it's a constant attack. These images are constantly being planted in our children's head that this is okay, you know, and it's not. At least not from my principle standpoint, not from my family values, and not from my moral barometer. This is not cool. So I'm definitely excited about this because I'm not the only brother that do feel like this. And it's a lot of us, and we're standing up together in unison now, you know, and that's always a good thing.
Well, brother, man, look, we're gonna be working, doing a lot of work together, and I'm honored to have a brother of your magnitude to really step forward and say, you know, you'll take our people up there in the right direction, and we're gonna give you all the support that you need. And this is not something we're thinking about. This is something we're gonna do, and we're gonna make our people proud, and we're gonna save our race, brother.
Yes, well, the honor is mine, brother. The honor is truly mine, and there's nothing to it but to do it. You know, yes, I get tired of a lot of our people lip service. You know, when I was young, I used to fall back and I used to go to the UAM up here in New York, you know, the United African Movement, and they used to bring all the powerhouses through. And I would wake up every day like, am I doing as much as I can for our people? And that would always plague me every day. Am I doing as much as I can? You know, and, you know, sometimes when you're coming into the consciousness and you're learning our history, and a lot of our people are so shut out to it, our truths sound so far-fetched to people. When we let them know who we are historically and spiritually, when we let them know that the world worship black gods. You know, one time someone asked me, they wonder how would the world be if black people ran the planet. And I told them there was a time when we did. But when we ran the planet, we went around teaching people. We didn't try to exploit people, and we didn't go around killing them, murdering, and raping. We helped people develop their civilizations. But we're so far gone right now, it's hard for a lot of our people to believe. So when you see the inconsistencies and the lies being sold as truths out here, you sound like the crazy one when you don't subscribe to the BS because you know it's not true. You know, so I'm just glad that there's so many of our people waking up, and I got strong brothers to stand with me as we help move our generations forward, because that's what it's about. It's about the children. I'm not trying to save too many adults. I want to save the babies.
Brother, that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to save these babies. We're going to save our people. And we're going to make sure that that we win this battle, and we're going to win it because we're committed and we're organized. And the beautiful thing is, like we were saying, we're not trying to pretend like there are not people out there that are already doing things. We know that there are brothers out there like yourself that are already doing work. Our objective is to say, well, let's do it in unison with some structure so that it can be more effective, so that we can get it done quicker, so that we can save more lives faster. And we glad and proud, like I say, to have you as part of this movement, brother. And we look forward to working with you for years to come.
Same here, brother. So I'm going to let you get to your next caller.
All right. Straight black pride, brother.
Straight black pride, brother. Peace.
That's a real warrior there, man. I'm real proud. We're real proud to have these brothers on board, man. We got some real strong brothers. And they really, really, really excited about the work that we're going to be doing. 5209, praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, and long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
Praise Nat. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, and long live Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. How you doing, brother?
Fantastic.
Yeah, man, I've been waiting. At first I was just going to listen. I wasn't going to call, but, you know, since you've been talking, I've been hearing other people talk. I said, I got to call. And I want to say straight black pride, straight black flag. And I'm calling from Chicago myself.
Yes, sir.
I was in the military. I was in the Navy submarine. And a lot of times I'm around Marines, you know, at the VA and everything, and a lot of them, the black Marines, they say, you know, when they talking and they about to go to their separate, they say simplify. You know what I'm saying? They say, you know, simplify, brother. And that's their motto. You know, simplify means always faithful. So I'm looking at this straight black pride as something as we'll say when we talking and we about to go out separate ways, like, you know, I'll see you later. You know, straight black pride. That's a parting gesture that we partner to each other and say, you know, we all that's always in the back of our mind. We gonna be faithful to that. All right, brother, I'll see you later. Straight black pride. All right, brother, straight black pride. You understand what I'm saying?
Man, brother, I'm with you 100. I'm gonna start doing it now. When I get straight black pride. All right, straight black pride.
You know what I'm saying? And another thing I want to say, I didn't know chickens and pigeons flock together. Have you ever seen a chicken and the pigeon flock together?
Never.
Yeah, they both birds, but they don't flock like that. They stay to their own self. You understand what I'm saying? And I like to listen to the teachers out here, you know, because I'm still learning myself. But man, when it comes to this accepting everybody, do I have a echo?
I don't hear an echo, but another person said they have an echo, but I don't hear an echo.
Okay, yeah. You know what? I got my headphones on. If I take my headphones off, the call may hang up. But I was listening to a teacher on YouTube the other day, and there was this Latin guy out there, and he said, you my brother, and I'm looking, and it irks me. It really irks me because they still accepting these Hispanics and Latinos as if they black, and they not, and they not, and I can't understand it. And I was listening to Umar Johnson on YouTube the other day, and he himself was saying that he got a call from a white woman saying, if I bring my biracial children up there, will you accept them? And he said, yeah, because that child ain't nothing but black. And I said, how can you say that in front of women, disrespecting them like that, saying this black man had a baby by a white woman and that child is still black? That's disrespectful to a black woman, in my opinion, in my eyes. Because that's saying I can have a black child by any other woman. I don't have a black child by you. You are irrelevant to me, and vice versa to women to men. I'm irritated about those two things. The inclusion of everybody else saying they all black. Oh, they ain't nothing but black. Mexicans ain't nothing but black. Puerto Ricans ain't nothing but black. It's this and that and this and that. It irritates me. It irritates me. So I just want to train and just say, stop lying. Stop lying to yourself. Stop relegating our race to everybody, because everybody ain't us. And that's where the door opens to colorism. That's where the door opens to all this other thing that is affecting us, and it's going to be a problem in the future because you're letting everybody in. Everybody don't supposed to be here. The room's supposed to be black as I don't know what. It's supposed to look like it's smoking now because everybody's so black. Not little hints of this and that. No, stop it. But then then they say I'm racist. How am I racist when I'm trying to save who the original image we're supposed to be here? But I'm racist. But that, what I'm saying, that irritates me. And like I tell them, chickens and pigeons don't flock together. Chickens and turkeys don't flock together. Geese and ducks don't flock together. And zebras and horses don't even flock together. So, yeah, they both are the same type of animal kingdom, but still, they say their own self.
Well, let me say this, brother. Your point is made so great. And let me say this. And I know that for a lot of people, and I know there's with the Latino, because there's so many light-skinned people that speak Spanish who actually have African roots and recognize it, but some of them don't. So I'll say like there's a gray area somewhere in there. But to your point, one of the reasons that we did this rule that you have to have a black mother and a black father is for this very reason. Here's one thing that's a problem. There's a very big difference between being mulatto and being light-skinned. You can have a black person whose parents have been, black since 3 generations. But through the rate of our ancestors, they may be light-skinned. They be very, 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 very light, but they're black. Then you have someone who makes the decision to go out and lay with a devil and produce a child. And then you got a mulatto. Sometimes a mulatto is even darker than a light-skinned person. We want to be clear in this organization. We have nothing against skin complexion. Don't have nothing. If you're a black person, you're black. Your mother and father black, you're black. However, under no uncertain terms are we encouraging interracial dating, because when we do that, more than anybody who suffers is the black woman. It's so disrespectful to black women for us on any level to encourage interracial dating. So we had to make an executive decision. Let us do something for the self-esteem and loyalty that black women have shown to us, to show that loyalty back and build some self-esteem in our women. And what we're doing, particularly for our women, because those are the ones that are hurt the most, we're saying if somebody makes a decision to date outside the race, which far too often is black males, whatever they produce can't come in, or at least cannot be a member. So that your racial makeup now, for the first time in our lifetime, has a benefit. For the first time in your lifetime, you being black actually helps you get into something that has value and is positive, that you would want to belong to, and a person that didn't make the decision to have two black, or just didn't happen to have two black parents, no matter how good or strong or great they are, they're not able to get in. So now your skin and your ancestry and your bloodline, no matter how light skinned or how brown skinned or how dark skinned you are, we're not making any differences because of complexion. However, your racial makeup does make a difference. And to us, that's the strongest message we can send about our racial survival. We trying to get darker as a race. We trying to get blacker. We trying to get that original seed back like that. We're not trying to move towards everything else. That does not mean that we have any, for me personally, I don't see the benefit in us going to war with Native Americans and Hispanics, particularly if we can avoid it. If we have to, we have to. But if we can avoid it, I think that they have as much to hate about whites as we do, if that is of their personality. If it's not, we have to do what we have to do. But at any rate, we certainly cannot confuse this movement by starting it off without hard, definitive lines. And that definitive line is your mama and your papa got to be black. And if they not, you can't be a member.
I agree with that. And to the other, there was a previous caller, he said, will it be any rules and regulations? And there need to be bylaws of how a chapter is supposed to be ran according to the central chapter. Those bylaws dictate when there's meetings, when there's elections, and so forth and so forth. There have to be regulations. Also, you have to understand that each bylaw, when the bylaws and regulations are written out, they're not going to be in stone in terms of they cannot be changed to betterment the day and time that they're in, because day and times change, and it's the nature of day and times, they change. So you have to change with the day and times to better yourself and us as a whole. So those bylaws and regulations need to be updated to the times. And when I say updated to the times, they need to be updated in terms of not reactionary, but what's the opposite of reactionary? The word skipped my mind right now.
Being proactive towards the things that are
proactive
in our community, right?
Right, proactive. So the bylaws and the regulations need to dictate that.
Absolutely. Are you wrapping up? Because I definitely got to go to get a couple of other brothers.
Yeah, I'm good. That's all I want to say. I don't want to hog up all the time, but because I know everybody got a good opinion they want to get in.
All right.
But all I want to say is, no problem. But all I want to say is, straight black pride, brother. Straight black pride.
Straight black pride. That's Chi-Town in the house, brothers and sisters. Straight black pride. That's what we're talking about. And the brother has an excellent point. And we're not actually going to have, the good thing about the Straight Black Pride chapter is that there's going to be a lot of latitude for the chapter leaders. So depending on what's going on in your city, you're going to be able to really push in the direction that it's going. And one of the beautiful things about what we're doing, if a person's not doing something already, then they're not going to have a chapter. So you can already know that a person's not going to necessarily have to figure out what to do for the most part, because most of the chapter leaders are already doing stuff. So to begin with, part of what people are going to be doing is helping them do what they're already doing. So we have people that have schools, independent black schools. To start out with, the chapter is going to start building that school. That's bottom line. Because that person's the leader, there's already something in place. Instead of building something new, implement Straight Black Pride by assisting that institution. But we're going to also branch out and do bigger stuff. But we're starting with sources in each area that we come to is a source of support for infrastructure that's already in place. So with that said, I'm going to my warrior, the soldier, who still ain't made time to see a brother. I'm in my feelings, but it's still a lot of love and appreciation. Let me go to my brother Jamo. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Marcus Garvey. And long live the spirit of Honorable Khalid Abdul Muhammad. You're going to see a whole lot more of me, Jeannie, because with this new platform you're taking comes major accessibility. And that is one of the key top enemies of the Specklewoods system. And so I'm kind of in my feelings too, because I heard a phrase that you said at the beginning of this segment was that you didn't think you was going to, live to see the remainder of it. Yo, bro, me and my queen was not playing when we told you got soldiers ready to do the deeds for you. All right? I'm here in your backyard, in your neighborhood. Put me to work, man. But first, we can't have you, being taken away too early. Way, 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 way too important. The accessibility that you're creating with this is probably going to be unparalleled. And with the need for standards and guidance is very, very welcome. So I need you to get at me on Facebook or maybe take my number down now, but we need you to rap and I need you to put me to work. And also I need to be on your detail, bro.
All right. We've been talking about it for a long time. This is January. Let's send me either email or hit me on Facebook and tell me it's Brother Jamo. And I tell you what, this week is good. This week good looking good for you?
It is.
Then we're going to find some time this week. We ain't going to talk about it. We're going to be about it. We get a chance to meet, sit down. I'm on my 31-day fast, so I'm not taking no solid foods this month, but we're going to still meet, kick it, talk, and then we'll get on this ball game. All right, brother?
Yes, sir.
All right. Straight Black Pride. Yes, sir. Man, I'm excited, brothers and sisters. I'm excited. I hope y'all getting excited. If you ain't excited, then something, either you ain't straight, you ain't black, or you ain't proud. And I don't know which one it is. So if you ain't excited, then I'm trying to figure it out. But I'm going to my call at 1559 because it's past time. We're going to do it, brothers and sisters. 1559, praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khaled Abdul Muhammad.
Yes, indeed, brother. Praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, and long live the spirit of Dr. Khaled Abdul Muhammad. This is your sister Keisha from Brooklyn, UAM. You know you always got a home with us, and I'm definitely pushing straight black pride today, tomorrow, and forever. So, I just want to let the listening audience know that it's also your responsibility to push this straight black pride movement in your families, in your communities, wherever you congregate. It should always be straight black pride. I'm not about anything else. One of the things I always tell my sisters and brothers is that I'm a mother. And I didn't know if I was going to, when I was pregnant with my child, I didn't know if I was going to have a male or female, if it would have all 10 toes or all 10 fingers. One thing I did know for sure is that I was having a black baby. And so if you put everything in its proper perspective, this vision of straight black pride is clear.
Let me tell you something, brothers and sisters. This sister here, I've only had the honor and pleasure to meet her one time. Let me tell you something. This is a strong sister. I'll be honest with you. If it wasn't for the fact that I have so much respect for organizational structure, she'd have been one of the first calls I made when we talked about people for leadership, straight black pride. But I said, I have to respect the UAM, Brother Alton Maddox, attorney, the great attorney, all the great work the UAM has done for decades for our people, and I ain't stepping on no toes like that. But here's the beautiful part, sister. Here's the beautiful part. There is room under Straight Black Pride movement for organizations can join the movement as well. And they don't have to stop doing what they're doing. They keep flying, but by joining it, it gives them access to people, even a broader base of people who can then come and support those organizations. So I'm saying that to say, I'm going to be tapping you on the shoulder. If I have to get on my hands and knees to get you to talk to the folks to figure out how we can work it together so that we can build things fast and build them up for our people up there in Brooklyn.
Definitely, brother. All you got to do is ask. We're family. And as I said to you before, UAM is about family. And first I want to say definitely peace and shout out and love to your queen. I hope she's listening. She's my sister for life. and that's just how we roll. So, definitely, we're going to make it happen without a question. All you got to do is ask, and I'm there for you.
Oh, man. Well, we appreciate you. Anything you need from me, let me know. We tried to do the other thing with the interview, but we weren't able to get to him. But the other brother did. Our other brother had him on, and we've gotten all kinds of people listening to that. So whatever y'all need from us at the UAM, and I mean this, we love the great work, your reputation, and what you're doing. And if you need us, you call us. And I'm going to be calling you because we need you. I'm telling you that now. We need you.
You got it, brother. Whatever you need, I got your back.
All right. Straight Black Pride. All right. Let me tell you, brothers and sisters, you know how much it means to have members of, I would say, one of the, if not the most prominent organizations out of New York to call up and say, hey, we really believe in this platform and we're going to support it. They recently invited us up there and they showed us so much love, and I would be remiss if I didn't say a special thank you to the elder, Professor James Smalls, who actually encouraged a lot of people to come out, and it makes such a difference because of his encouragement and the sister here, Sister Keisha, and other brothers and sisters up there, and the support we have up there already. If it wasn't for that, we wouldn't have been able to pack a house like that where it was standing room only. And it makes a difference because, I got to be real. Now, I'm from D.C., so we highly competitive. We always, the number one competition we always looked at was New York. But I got to say this, and I mean this when I say it, it's real. Don't nothing happen unless it happens in New York. I'm not saying that there are not movements that happen in the South to grow, because that's not entirely true. The South has been big on movements. But in terms of catching fire with our people and going international, it's New York. And so the fact that we have one of the largest, strongest, most steadfast organizations in that power city standing beside us saying, hey, we support what you're doing, we agree with it, and with that endorsement, it means a heck of a lot because it means that this thing's going to fly. And once it flies, once we get in flight, we don't plan on landing no time soon. Let me go to Dallas, 5983. Praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. 5983, going once, going twice, no sale. Let's see, we got an anonymous call. Praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
Praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, and long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. How you doing, Jamie?
This is my straight black pride sister. Did you see you holding the hammer in the little promo?
Yes, I did. Thank you, respect. That was nice. I like that. I was like, whoa, okay.
I'm gonna keep it real.
Yeah, that was nice work.
Look, I'm gonna keep it real. That's one of the hardest picks. That's the hardest pick that I got from the Warriors conference.
From the conference, yes, indeed. That was Lumumba style.
That's Lumumba.
That's right. I'm absolutely excited about this. I think this is just, like so many others have said, it's necessary and it's just absolutely time. And I think, you saying you taking a different avenue and as far as being on different platforms, I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that's just recognizing and strategizing, to get to the end result, which is African liberation for straight black pride, straight black and proud Africans. So, you're just doing what you got to do, and, that's the growth. That's just growth. This is a movement, and movements grow. So it was funny because I was sitting and I was speaking with my son the other day, and we were talking, and I put them, I tasked both of my sons with, writing a report. One, I had them research Kwanzaa, and my oldest son, I had him researching Ma'at and giving me examples and things of Ma'at. So we were discussing that, and, we got into a conversation about, white supremacy and things like that. So he asked me the question. He said, well, Mom, he said, how can we, how do we balance, white supremacy. And I just basically, I thought about it a while. I said, well, there's many ways. I said, we're doing it now. I said, every mind that we open up, every young mind that we introduce to, our African history, you know what I mean? Every sister that cuts out the perm and rocks her natural hair, every person we can bring into consciousness. I said, that's killing. That's killing white supremacy all in itself. I said, and then there's ultimately war. We are at war now. So, war is always on the table. War is always an option, to combat anyone that's oppressing you. So, it was just, he was thinking, and I like, with the youngsters, we got to get them thinking, and we got to get them thinking critically, and I think that's, very important. And I think this movement, for the younger generation to see this, to see interviews like what you posted with President Yaha. I mean, that to me was so powerful that more of us need to see that here in the States, to see that where we come from, that's not us. This man is straight telling you that this homosexual movement, that's not African, period. It's just not. It's just not, of us. So, I think it's very important. I think this culture of acceptance, has made women nurture this homosexual behavior to the point where they can't even recognize it in their the sissy etiquette in their children. You know what I mean? They can't see it. Or if they do see it, they see it as normal. And we need to get away from that because it's being indoctrinated into our children way too young. Way too young. So it's time. This movement is right on time. And I think that you did a YouTube video for Black on Black self-hatred. I love the breakdown in that, the breakdown from beginning to end to how do we get, to this point. That was genius, and it was right on point. And I think that, it's just time. This movement, it's time for this movement. Right now it's time, and there's no better time for it now. And I think it is going to be big. And, and like Sister Atiyan said, yeah, you are going to come against some opposition. You're going to be up in them churches talking to these some of these pulpits full of sissies up in there, and they ain't gonna like what you got to say. You may not be coming off in a, in the manner that you normally do with War on the Horizon, but I'm sure you're not going to waver on your stance on homosexuality either. So, you will be in enemy territory in that aspect. So just, be careful, but we all got your back.
Let me say this, out of everybody that I have to say that answer, because all your answers are always good, but when I told the brother before, I found one part unacceptable. If anybody I find unacceptable, you as a continuous, constant contributor saying, irritated Jeannie, you going to be is unacceptable. Your statements must say, irritated Jeannie, we, because you, without you and your contribution, absolutely, I couldn't be doing nothing. So how about that?
You're right. I stand corrected. It's we. It is we. Yep. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
And to that point, I got to make this, because this is what I wanted to say to you anyway. When you said, and Brother Colin, I'm talking to you too, and you and everybody else that's listening and agree with this platform, but I want to hear you. I want you to hear me now. I learned this from John Jacques Dessalines when he gave his speech to the brothers and sisters before he joined the French army and went and started stealing weapons to supply his own troops with weapons and armament and logistics. He said, no matter how many promises I make the devil, or he didn't say the devil, he said, but how many promises I make the whites, I've only deceived them 1,000 times. He said, pay no attention to what I say to them. Pay attention to the fact that you know who I am and what I intend to do. We're going to win this war and put them out. So I'm saying that to say, I want you to remember when this happens, because people are going to say, and it's going to be reasonable as we start moving and things are going different. I'm not going to always sound like the exact irritated Jenny. I'm never going to say fags are cool. I'm never going to say pedophiles are cool. But I might not say we have to exterminate the pedophiles. I might have to say we have to get rid of this from our community. My point being, when people start losing sight of it, I'm going to need people like yourself and other brothers and sisters to say, nah, get them back on track. Remind them it's not a sellout. what's happening, because I won't be able to say what's happening. You have to already see it and know I haven't changed.
Got you. We had the conversation when you said you was going into this. You said you may be going in a different direction and people might not understand what you're doing. No, I'm with you. I already know. You know what I'm saying? So I see what it is, and I got your back. And I'm not gonna let people forget who you are. You know what I'm saying? And if it comes to having the real people back in and sit them down and show them the information, then it is what it is. But no, I'm with you, and I see what it is. I see the direction you're taking it. So I got the vision. We just gotta make sure everybody maintains focus. So like you said, it's right now. People are behind you, and people may fall off at the wayside because they might not see the vision. But we're here to remind them. We're here to keep them focused. So.
All right. We'll keep the feet to the fire. You keep them focused, but you also remember to keep this line hot while I'm out there keeping everything cool and hot and cool together. We're gonna make some victory. Love you, sis.
No doubt. Love you too. Straight Black Pride.
Straight Black Pride. Let me tell you, we got the soldiers on deck. I hope y'all are listening. We going from being angry about what happened to putting our uniforms on and cleaning our weapons. We going in. We moving in, brothers and sisters. You're going to see the irritated genie in places you never thought you would see him, but you're going to still like what I have to say. You say, why the genie ain't go a little harder? He ain't go a little harder because I want to get every single person that'll fight. I didn't say every single person. Every single person that'll fight. War on the Horizon is for everybody that's going to fight the right fight all the time. Straight Black Pride, we're going for everybody that will fight. Even if all the sister's going to do is make delicious, healthy food for the Straight Black Pride movement, she is 100% valued. Even if she loves Jesus, we're going to try to nudge her to think Jesus is black. Just quietly and softly if we can, but that ain't the big deal. If she's feeding our children healthy food, we love her, and she's 100% on board and as valuable in the Straight Black Pride movement as any one of us. In War on the Horizon, we go the hard way. So let me go to 4787. Don't ever let this War on the Horizon go off track, because if War on the Horizon gets soft, the whole thing loses. We stay strong. I got to go play cool. Y'all stay hard. 4787. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
Long live Khalid Muhammad, Marcus Garvey, and Nat Turner. Sorry, I said it backwards.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I kind of missed the first half of the show, but I guess that something good happened, because I hear you talking about you doing something else. So, I just want to say peace to that.
Yes, sir. We launching a movement in 2015 called the Straight Black Pride Movement.
Oh, whew, man, that's definitely necessary, man, because my predictions for 2015, man, it's going to get pretty ugly, man, because right now we're probably in one of the most dangerous times in our history, because what I see coming next is all of these movies they're making now about, slavery, but they're throwing this nostalgia aspect on it, like 12 Years a Slave and Selma. So, they are going to try to make us feel like slavery was okay. And then I see them taking the hip-hop now, and they're just going to turn that into homosexual music. I mean, that's just in the game plan. And I can already tell from the artists that they're using now that, they're going to start pushing this dress code where it's like, all these rappers are going to be wearing purple and pink and all these weird colors, and it's just going to confuse a lot of people. So, I'm really glad that you're doing this homosexual thing, because, it's going to get dangerous, and it's going to get almost militaristic like with these Europeans, man, because they can't be denied what they want, and they want to be homosexuals, and that's their nature, And we know as Afro people that, that's, that's not really us. So, now it's like, it's coming to a point now where you can't even say stuff like you could before on a job, because you'll get fired, man, because they'll call discrimination on you when you black. So,
That's right.
Man, man, I just thank you, Jeannie, that you're out here, man. Keep up the good work.
Man, appreciate you, brother. Where you calling from?
Man, I'm calling from D.C.
Oh, okay. You in D.C. Oh, man, so you a local hometown cat. Okay, man. Well, that's beautiful, man. Well, you know how gay it is around here. Right now, we don't even have well, not really. The main reason is because I'm going to be the spokesperson, so I got to travel a lot. We don't want to have a local chapter while I'm traveling. But even just the environment to try to put something like that here would have been a little more difficult than some of these other places. So that just tells you how bad it is. But glad you staying straight, Sergio, and keep up the good work out here, all right?
All right, peace.
Peace. Yeah, bro, you got to hide yourself if you straight in D.C., man. You surrounded by this stuff. Let's go. Anonymous call. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. All right. Let me see. I think we got everybody. 5402. Let me see if I got. Oh, I don't know. And maybe 5402. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. All right. Look like I got them already. It's just Atiyan. I got them. I got this. 4232. Let's see. Did we get 4232? Did we get 4? Well, it's one quick way to find out. 4232. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey. Long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
Yes, sir. Long live Khalid. No, hold on a minute. Praise Nat Turner. Glory to Garvey and long live Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. I'm actually just listening, but I also wanted to mention to you because earlier I was listening on your online station, but for some reason it's not. It's pretty much blank right now, so that's why I had to call online just to listening.
Okay.
Yeah, just want to let you know. But on another note, I'm really glad that you starting this movement. It's definitely a movement that is well needed, and I also like to say a lot of these young ladies who've called the show. It was very refreshing to hear that. So just wanted to put that note out there.
Beautiful. Well, brother, we appreciate you, brother, and we definitely see you on the battlefield, warrior. Straight black pride.
Yes. Straight black pride, and actually, like the shout out to Desaline that you made earlier. So.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Always, my Haitian brother. We always we Haitianists, so we got to give a shout out to our birthright.
Yes, sir.
All right. Straight black pride.
All right, straight black pride. Right.
Let me move really quickly because we only got 6 minutes left. Let me go to 5100. Praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. You got anything to say really briefly? All right, let me go to 4471. Praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad.
Peace and blessings, brother.
All right, can I have a praise Nat Turner? Can I have a praise Nat Turner, glory to Garvey, and long live the spirit of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad?
You can have a long live the spirit of all three of the brothers.
All right.
All right. I missed most of your show.
Okay.
I just heard the end of it. I don't have anything to add, but this is Nabila calling from Philly, and keep up the good work.
All right. Well, thank you, and straight black pride, sister.
Black power.
All right. So, you get folks in Philly, they like to do it their own way, so, can't tell them how to do it. So I'm going to let it slide tonight because it's a straight black pride. And the sister definitely straight. She definitely black and she definitely proud. So we're going to move on out of here, brothers and sisters. I want to thank you for tuning in. I want you to remain excited because, brothers and sisters, we are in the best of times. We are in the time where we're going to see our race turn around. We want you to tell all your friends and family they can go right on Blog Talk Radio. They go to blogtalkradio.com/WOH radio. And when they go there, they go to the episodes and they can listen to all the old episodes and they can listen to the Straight Black Pride episode over and over again and learn more about it. or they can go to waronthehorizon.com, and they can go to our war room. And when they go to the war room for January 2015, they'll see a whole little write-up on the Straight Black Pride movement, what it is, and what it's all about, and why it is. So with that said, we know we've offended some people just by saying Straight Black and Pride. But guess what? It's War on the Horizon. We didn't come here to be your friend. We came here to save our race. We love you. We will see you on the battlefield. War on the Horizon. You gotta love it. Straight Black.
Straight pride, man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building. I'm talking about raising children. Straight pride, man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building. I'm talking about raising children. Straight pride, man, woman, child. Yeah, straight pride, man, woman, child. Yeah, straight pride, man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building. I'm talking about raising children. Family, the backbone of the nation, along with spirituality, culture, and education. Your Negro president supporting abomination. Abomination, this is an abrasion. The black family needs saving. Mental enslavement got you sexing like cavemen. Sisters that they gay friend, closer to playpen. Now you wonder why Jason is messing with gay men. To make our population double, gotta build some healthy couples. Black man and woman, born strongest healthy muscles. Brothers find a hustle, love your woman, let her trust you. Some of y'all on the down low and feminine like Russell Simmons. Whether you pitching or you catching, you's a faggot. I ain't talking ERAs, homers are batting average. Y'all sodomites, pedophiles, fudge packers, lesbos, butchers and dykes and bull daggers. Straight pride, man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building. I'm talking about raising children. Straight pride, man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building. I'm talking about raising children. Straight pride, man, woman, child. Yeah, straight pride, man, woman, child. Yeah, straight pride, man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building. I'm talking about raising children.
They wanna kill our Y chromosomes, triple our X. Have us war fighting for the fire, homosexuality. 2 moms, 2 dads, I don't care what Heifer has. Kids, skip that paragraph, do some extra credit math. Not the lampoon, but in the bathroom, Senator Larry Craig's posted up by the potty, wearing pumps, giving jumps. Brother Bo, look how they got me. They slightly eye me when they slide by me. I sense the presence on the gator, homophag radar. Could never go the Roman path. Prince Hakeem, royal bath, queen with the royal rag and massage oil, yeah. The perfect synergy blends with me splendidly. We could start a trinity, man, woman, child. Black POTUS got the voters, tender 40s, homophiles. Let's send them out of style. Rap, all black shroud, black pride, black life, black family and power.
Straight pride, man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building. I'm talking about raising children. Straight pride, man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building. I'm talking about raising children. Straight pride, man, woman, child. Yeah, straight pride, man, woman, child. Yeah, straight pride, man, woman, child. I'm talking about nation building. I'm talking about raising children.
This is for the sisters with a mister. Go ahead and throw your fist up and be proud. You never got it mixed up. This is for the brothers with a woman on his arm. And I'm talking the black woman. Don't go out like Uncle Tom. Homos adopting babies. This faggot Obama crazy. Mama Africa made me. This European's insane, B. My vision clearer than HD. I love my people, so Euro demons gon' hate me. I hate homos always saying they was born that way. Deviant behavior will become the norm that way. It's an all-out assault, I keep them all at bay. Oh, I'm moving with a side of Cuba good like Trey. I don't care about your feelings if you think I'm disrespecting you. Homosexuality is not acceptable. You got me throwing up my vegetables, and I'm even uncomfortable sitting next to you.
Straight pride,